Big mouth gal riding tall, truth talk coming through. They call me the good nun, your opinions on blast. Got a voice like thunder and I'm never outclassed. Sanctimonious sass with a silver spur tongue. If I cuss too loud, well I'm just getting started, hun. I'm a big mouth on a horse, don't need no permission. I speak truth loud like it's holy tradition. Yeah, I mess up, but I own my position. A fair queen riding with divine conviction. I drop hot takes like thunder from the saddle. Spit facts so raw they make cowards skedaddle. Ain't here to pander, I check myself too. If I'm wrong, I admit it, that's just what I do.
Big mouth, big truth.
Giddy up, girl, giddy up.
She wild, but she just
Riding tall. I'm a big mouth on a horse, don't need no permission. I speak truth loud like it's holy tradition. Yeah, I mess up, but I own my position. A fair queen riding with divine
conviction.
big mouth, big truth. Giddy up, girl, giddy up. She wild, but she just riding tall. I'm a big mouth on a horse, don't need no permission. I speak truth loud like it's holy tradition. Yeah, I mess up, but I own my position. A fair queen riding with divine conviction. You don't look, baby, up, baby.
The truth just arrived. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
Giddy up, girl, giddy up.
She wild, but she just
Riding tall.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You love another psychopath sitting next to you. You love another murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. I'm out there outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Listen, I was like, okay, I have this song up right now, but honestly, if it's not her, when I take this song down, we're just going to be peen bombed at this point. Luckily for me, it worked out. It was you.
Who else would it be? Or you don't have a link posted, do you?
Oh, no. Good point. Good point. You're right. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Okay. All right.
I
Phew.
ain't come up here to show a man, whatever that was shown
Oh, man. On JP's panel, it was
on
just
JP's panel.
a
I don't
lot of
even know what
hair.
that was.
It was just
Yeah.
a lot of hair. Like
Mhm.
there's help for that. Just saying.
That was a Sasquatch porn bomb if I ever saw one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hello everybody. How are you? How are you? Hey, Sunnyside, MFW, Joy Carter, KCG, Bucci, Mystery. I seen LG. I seen Laura, Christy. Good to see you guys. Amber, good to see
Hey,
you.
Bucci.
Let's see. Hello to everybody. I won't go through all the comments because I know that irritates people. And I only did one song. I don't know where you are, Birdbath, but I'm just saying I only did one song in the concert today. So you should be proud of me.
I know. I thought I would have more time. So, like, Danya's like, sent, tagged me in the Discord. She's gone live. I was like, well, I may or may not have been online shopping, but I knew I'd have time because you like to play music in the beginning. And then you
Yep.
only play one song.
I know. I was like, I'm in the mood for one song and one song only today. I got questions. So, let me tell you why we're here. We are gathered here today for a bit of a conversation. So hey Hypnotic, I was just after Johnson live stream, I was just thinking to myself, I was sitting around and I was just like, man, how the hell
There we go.
how the hell am I here right now, right? And
Mhm.
so I started thinking and thinking and thinking. And then I was waiting. Soup was going to do a live. And so I didn't want to go live over her, just, out of respect. And so I had asked, but then I seen she got her book. So we won't see her for a little while. So
She
pretty
gonna be
much,
busy. She gonna be busy.
yeah, pretty much what I figured. So I said, okay. So I told Deets, hey, I want to go live today. I am the thoughts inside of me right now. And I've got questions for people. And, so I told her a couple of the questions that I had, and she's like, "Dude, you could tell them what you said."
So I said legit, I was just taking the dogs out and thinking the exact same things. I was staring out at nature. Like I bragged about it a lot. I love my backyard. I love the nature vibe. You know, people say go touch grass. I do all the time. It's like like I'm staring out a window at it right now. Like all the windows in our home look out into nature and I love it. And I was just sitting out there thinking like how did I end up on YouTube? Like how did I end up as a channel on YouTube? How did I end up in this space particularly? And why are we still here and have we devoted too much time to it? Now, I shared out this live stream and, instantly someone comes under the comment section and makes it about Brittany J. I'm not even thinking about her
No.
when Nanya brought this up. I'm thinking about me, myself, and I, and
Yep.
like how I don't know if anybody self-reflects on their life and oh, those choose your own adventure books back in junior high when turn to page 37 if you want to go over the bridge. You ever look back at points in your life like, why did I make that choice? What caused
Yeah.
me to go down that road in that direction? It was just kind of one of those moments. And it's so weird. My friend, you know, 3,000 miles across the country is having the exact same thoughts. So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, let's
So
do
I'm going to
this.
ask the chat some questions I'd like for you to answer from your perspective. This live stream is not a broadcast of the BNN network. So what we're going to talk about is your own experience with YouTube, this isn't about what other people's experiences are or what like kind of it'll be a little bit about like what you've seen since you've been here and things like that, but it won't be about like anybody specific and it's definitely not going to be about Brittany. So you're welcome.
Sorry.
Hey, sweet bomb. Yes, a Q&A. Okay, so my first question is this. My first question to the chat, and we're going to try and pull up as many comments as we can. But what brought you to YouTube? Like, it doesn't matter if it's this community or a different one. What brought you to YouTube?
Do you want to share first or you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've said my story a million times. Most of you in here have probably heard it. I've always loved true crime. I used to, back when reading books was more in the listening to podcasts or following, audiobooks and things like that. I would always like pick up true crime novels and things like that. When the pandemic hit, I found myself in some Facebook true crime groups, and that led to different cases. And then it was Gabby Petito's case in 2021 that led me to Twitter. And I joined a small group of people on Twitter, and we would sleuth in true crime or surrounding her case, which led me to Michael Vaughn's case. And learned about his case 2 days after he went missing. And some of the people that I were following in that Twitter sphere ended up going to Summer Wells' home. It was Nerdy Addict went down to Summer Wells' house and recorded it and put some videos out on it. Well, I was like, "Ooh, what's this case?" I knew about her going missing. I'd actually received the Amber Alert because we were driving through Tennessee when the Amber Alert went out. And I remember looking it up and like reading the story off to Luke, and we were both like, "Oh, hope she's found." Didn't think nothing of it until, months later when Nerdy went down there. And so then I started researching her case, and I was looking for, I had found quite a few interviews with the parents. So I went to YouTube and typed in Don Wells interview, and it brought up a live stream, and he was actively on a live stream panel. This was in a whole new realm to me. It was on Ziggy's panel, and there was like chatters chatting, and it was just a new experience to me. And I watched from the outside for gosh, a couple weeks before I even started engaging in chats. But that is how I found myself on YouTube and specifically in this sector.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Um, so for me, I was on Facebook and I had met Nonsense over there on Facebook. And then it was regarding Marvon McCrae before he passed. And the entire internet had their pitchforks out and they were like coming for Dre. And I just knew that's not who she was from personal experience. And so I felt the need to go like to try and find somewhere where people like would semi see a different side of things rather than what they were being told, because and it wasn't just MGL but like MGL, Justin, LB, um Crystal, Katie Joy, the Without a Crystal Ball, like so, and some of the exposed pages on Facebook, and they were all going so hard and taking stuff like they were clipping stuff and making it look like something it wasn't. And so debunking and timelines, like that's my jam. I love to do that stuff. It's really what my mind is very like uh, turned on feels like the wrong word because it's not like that, but like my mind feels like it's firing it all.
Ignited.
There you go. It's ignite. Thank you. I could not think of the word. But yeah, my mind is ignited by those types of by debunking and doing timelines.
Mhm.
But came over to YouTube and it was very like MGL-ish and going like basically debunking every single day of the stuff that was going on. At one point, I kind of walked away from that and kind of ended up. I kind of went everywhere before that. Like some of the OGDC areas I had been in, Some of the anti-KJ communities, I wasn't in there, but like I'd be watching them or interacting with stuff. It was like if it was like just a flat out lie.
Mm.
So I kind of went a little bit. I went everywhere at that point in time, and got to know a bunch of great and amazing people in each one of those communities. That's where my Ash comes from. Is I got to meet her in the OGDC, and it was very helpful in navigating YouTube because she had been here, I hadn't been. And then I went to the Hive, and I've had this page now 3 years. But I mean, pretty much, I think everybody knows the story from the Hive into nowadays. Um, I am not a huge like. I loved Karen Reed because there were so many different
It's
um
an interesting true crime story.
aspects. Yeah, there were so many
Mhm.
dramatic aspects of it that were so opposite of each other that I was fully immersed in that particular case. Watching both trials. I think I watched the first trial in full. I was faithful every
Yeah,
single
you were.
day. I was there for it. The second trial, it was just like, oh, I'll catch a recap at the end of the day and some of the highlights of it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so I'm not fully like I can't do 100% true crime because for me, it seems like I'm staring at all of the evil and terribleness of the world.
Yeah.
And so I don't watch probably as much as I probably could, but I do like interesting like headline stories. Those will grab my attention and I'll kind of look into them. There's been a few stories that I've watched. The Oklahoma moms, that was one that I was really like into trying figuring out what was going on. Um, so when Carrie went through all the way to when they up to when they were arrested and some of their documents, I followed that along. But yeah, so I tend to like I like a little bit more so of like the entertainment side, although this doesn't really feel
You
entertaining.
like the drama. You like the drama surrounding you like real crama, not this drama stuff, but like the real crama?
Yes. I like the trauma parts of it because I do feel like it is helpful when you're debunking that stuff because it's like, no, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened. This is what law enforcement said. I do like that part of it, not
Mhm.
necessarily like the full on true crime. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I love the full on true crime. Just yesterday, I we were working outside all day and then the family came over in the evening. But while I was working, I listened to a 5-part series. If you don't mind me plugging this channel, it's strictly true crime, but it's Georgia Crime Files, and he has another channel called the Atlanta Crime Files. It's a little AI-ish, but he puts in like all the interrogation videos and the body cam videos and all that. And it was a case on a little boy who OD'd. Jamari Stringer was the little boy who passed away, but the whole 5-part series I think ended up being like 5 hours long, and then, listening to it on 2X went a lot quicker. But I'll just listen to true crime, like real true crime all the time. I find it interesting. Is that
okay.
might be twisted, but it's how like,
Okay.
I don't know. I find people
Teacher's
to
like, I
be
like to hear, but well, you guys
well,
also like to like look at, I know like you guys have talked about or looked at like crime scene photos and things like that. And
yeah,
you guys always have to give me a warning, like, don't look in the back
yeah,
chat right now because the
yeah.
pictures are back there. And then they'll push them up so I don't have to see them. But
She
yeah,
she she's not talking about, like, Ganna's pictures, not that sort of stuff, but, like, yeah, if there's a
no, yeah,
crime
no,
scene,
no.
even if it's just, like, there's no person on it, but there's blood shown on the wall, that's a
Yeah,
note for Nunya.
yeah.
And, so as long as
I
there's
don't even
no
want to
blood,
see the
she's
crime scene
good,
tape.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But I think humans are complex. We're all very complex creatures and interesting characters. And I know it's very cliche to say, but I love the psychological aspect of true crime, like the trying to understand the why. We'll never, and maybe that comes from my own trauma, we'll never understand the why of the situation, but our brains want to figure out the why. And it's
Mm,
so it becomes this complexity, and that's why I like it.
yeah. Yeah. For a couple of people, so it pretty much most people came here with a particular case. It is what it looks like from what I was seeing.
Right, a lot of Kanika Jenkins and Watts, and yeah,
Yeah, the
that's what I was
Watts was a
reading
big
too.
one that I seen. But I
Yeah.
was curious. Some people just said that the pandemic alone, like the
Yeah.
pandemic alone, made them come here. So I am curious when you came here, right? Like I get the pandemic sent you to the phone. I get that. But like
Mhm.
where did you end up? Like, did you end up in a true crime case? Did you end up like in a crafting area that kind of led you over here? Like, where did you end up that led you to where you are in this community today?
So for
For those
me,
who said COVID.
it was the end of 2020. COVID led me to Facebook groups, but it was the end of 2021 when I found myself, like, literally the like December, like the end of November is when I made my channel. And I don't think I started chatting my mama stuff channel. Like, sub. I was only a sub. I didn't have a channel, but that's what YouTube calls it. So you guys know what I'm saying. But when I created my account, Mama Stuff was like, I think November, but I didn't start chatting till December. So it was really 2022. And what it was for me is my kids were gone. Like, I was an empty nester. My daughter graduated in 2020. They started college in the fall of 2020. My last bird had flown the coop, so to speak. And so by the time I had found myself over here in this YouTube space, I had more free time. I mean, w- gone overnight from being one of the busiest, craziest, most active families you can imagine, like 3 teenagers in high school and all the sports and doing all the things for them, and like having 0 moment to breathe. And then, the pandemic like put a halt to that for everyone, even though everybody in my house continued like working and doing their real lives. And then we were busy planning Morgan and Dylan's wedding. And then, after they got married, I'm just like, I got this free time. So that's what I think continued to draw me to stay in this space. It was at that time having the free time to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Two things. Number one, pull your headphones away from your ears, everybody. My daddy's on a cruise. Good to see you.
My dad is on the cruise. I was like, "Oh, what are we
Now
doing?"
I cannot, like, now that I know what their name means. Yeah, I can never not say it. Like every time I see them in a chat now, I hear my dad knows. Uh,
Mhm.
Debbie, the Debbie Collier case led me here because I lived in Athens at the time. Interesting.
That was a
Okay, hey
hard
Kelsey.
case. That was a hard
Yeah,
case. I
the ending of it.
Well, I thought she did it to herself the whole time, and I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Why? Why would anybody go out that way?" And so when it was proven that was the case, I was like, "Oh," but I
Yeah,
I know it
see,
shocked a lot of people.
yeah, and I was in my mind, of course, not publicly, but in my mind, I was convinced that the daughter had something to do with it.
You
Like
were,
the
yeah.
text messages and the money and all that was so suspicious, you know? And so I just was like, okay, I'm watching this one to see where it goes. But yes, that is one that I did keep an eye on. So Tanga says if she's in a chat, she likes true crime. So anybody the jerks
Mhm.
talk about, she doesn't watch them. But anybody that's actual true crime, she said when she's watching true crime coverage, as soon as the person starts with their opinions or speculation and goes away from the facts of a case, she's out.
Now that's interesting because
Yeah.
I I don't know how you can have true crime without speculating and theorizing on things. But for me, this is not me telling the world how to do things. But for me, I feel like if you're going to have a theory, if you're going to have speculation, then that speculation needs to be based off of the facts. It needs to be based off of like what we actually know. When you take in wild rumors and conspiracies and throw that into your hypothesis, then
Yeah.
it's just going to be off the wall.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Allie.
Madison says she sneezed and found herself on YouTube. I don't think that's how that
Madison.
happened, Madison.
I before true crime or not even because listen, that's my problem is I didn't even land in the true crime sector. I landed smack dab in the trauma sector. But before that, the only thing I ever used YouTube for was like how-to videos and music videos. That was it. I didn't even know
Yeah,
there was like all these little subsectors and communities on YouTube.
same. Same. I didn't even know that, like, I learned very quickly, but I didn't know prior to coming over to YouTube that YouTube had. Like, I only had
Mhm.
watched videos, like you said, how-to videos, or like I follow some podcasts, so I'd listen to their videos, but
Yeah.
none of them live streamed. So I
Oh.
didn't know that ability was there.
Yeah,
So,
I think that is a big difference is videos versus live streams.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So my next question is, now that we know
Well,
how
before you
everybody—
before
oh,
you go on to
okay.
that question, I wanna say something to this. I agree with Tracy, most in this sector don't like digging for the facts, and that is my favorite part of true crime, is, like, parsing out what is factual and what is rumor and speculation. Like,
Mhm.
it's a lot, it takes a lot to do, it takes a lot to I like to do it pen and paper style and write it down and whatnot, but I love that whole, like, figuring out what is legit and what is just a rumor, so I
Yeah.
don't know, I just wanted to throw that in there. But
Yeah.
she's right, most don't like to do that because it's time consuming, that's why they don't
It
like to.
Yeah, it takes work. You know, I think what I really have recently found that I do enjoy is, obviously you want it to be, semi fact based, but I do like true crime discussions.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
Allie is really good for doing like a bunch of random stories, right? Not the big ones that
Mhm.
are on the headlines, but a bunch of, she talks about those too. But she does these streams where it's a bunch of random stories, and the titles always will, grab my attention to them.
Yeah.
And, people will discuss it and talk about it. Again, obviously, no wild speculation is happening during that time, but I enjoy that content.
There is one of the things that I liked about Amethyst's playlist, and all credit goes to her, but it is something I've spoken on for a few years, but, like, she laid it out in a playbook, not playlist, sorry, her playbook. But one of
Mm,
the things I liked about her playbook is there is a formula out there, and she didn't go this deep into it, but, like, there is a formula out there in the true crime realm of what makes something a hot topic
yeah.
story versus because if you go and there's true crime happening around us all the time. Like underneath that video where I was listening to the Jamari Stringer story,
Mhm.
like 10 new other stories that happened just this week that I had never heard of popped up. And some of them were wild as fuck. And I'm like, why is this not mainstream news? It's just that some aren't. And it's not
Yeah.
just the whole blonde hair, blue eye thing. I get that with like the Gabby and the, Summer Wells, because some of these stories had those individuals in it. But there's just some recipe out there that makes something go viral on the internet. But if you're out there just looking at stories, there's millions of stories out there all day, every day on true crime that don't get talked about.
Yeah, I also think that part of it is the storyteller, right? That, for
Yep.
me, a big
Yep.
part of it is the storyteller, because when the storyteller can use different tones and inflection in their voice as I'm listening to a video or a live stream about things, right? That that engagement that it causes with my like, I'm imagining what that person is reading out
Mhm.
in the details or the facts. That
Yeah.
is really like, that's important to me. If somebody's just like reading an article to me, I'm just like, okay, all right, I could have read this myself, so that definitely makes a difference for
It's the
me in what
emotion
I'm looking
added
for.
into it, right?
Huh?
It's the emotion added into it when they're telling
Yeah.
when they're reading that off and, maybe even if it's not a ton of commentary added to it, just like the little bits that they do add that really set it apart from someone else.
Yeah.
And I agree, Tracy. The playbook is simple. You need a villain. You need a it's take us it it reverts us back to our childhood and our love of Disney, or whether you like it or not, or stories of you need the good guy and you need the bad guy, and you need them to be warring, and it's as simple as that.
Yep. Hey, Tess Mac, I seen you come in. Hey, Tebow, seen you come in. Hey, Zero. Somebody else came in. Hello to Keith. Keith's
MK.
out there.
Did you
And
see
MK.
MK?
Oh, MK. Well, he's not really relevant, but
Well, he
I'm just
did
kidding.
say,
I'm just kidding.
I liked how he landed here. He said he landed in this sector when he got kicked out of a long crime chat, and I was thinking that's
Oh,
very
God.
on brand for MK.
I can imagine. I could see that happening. It's very, very, very believable story.
Right.
All right. So the
Sorry,
next
go on with
question
your
is,
question.
so now we know how you got here, right? We got that part. My next question is what keeps you here right now? So whatever community you identify that you support, doesn't make a difference, doesn't matter who it is, what keeps you here now?
Wow, Pinkie Pie, that's way back. I found true crime with the
Jeez.
Gypsy Rose case. That's old, like a long time ago. And Natasha Cooper befriended the family, which is another part of the playbook, befriending the family, by the
Yeah, it
way.
is.
Then I followed her with well, that's more of the like content creator playbook, but I digress. Then I followed her with the Gannon case with Natasha. I also first found how much drama can be in YouTube. Well, I mean, it's YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, all of them have their drama. But yeah, that's crazy.
Mm.
That's a
So
good
look at
question though,
some of these
Nunya, and
answers.
that's what stumped me when I was outside. Like, what
Yeah,
keeps us
same.
in this space?
I friends mostly, but also if I'm 100% honest, the ongoing storyline that seems to never end. I know
Mhm.
so much because I've spectated. I'm here due to watching Dre McCrae on Facebook, but I always watch true crime documentaries and read books. I now have two channels that cover two completely different subjects. Oh, that's
Good for you.
interesting. Hey, crazy chicken lady. Hey, Andy. Andy Cruz in the building.
I think Archangel, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she actually covers, like, true tarot and stuff like that because she's spoken out a lot about what Ziggy is doing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, sorry.
Mhm.
Don't judge me. Sorry.
No
Um,
judgment there. Like, I
just
just think that's
Iris
one of her channels.
said the chats and people keep me here, but everybody still sucks. The trashy TV aspect, laughs and
Stevie,
drama.
that's what keeps me here.
Okay, okay. I was here after what happened to Caitlin. I don't know who Caitlin is.
Prayers for them.
Because of her voice and ability, I'm still here because my life is boring. I
Oh,
respect the
MK.
honesty. Let's be honest.
This
I
is
respect it.
this is it for me, MK. You summed it up. I stay here because it's like going to Walmart and it makes me feel normal. Oh, I feel that
Oh
in my
God.
soul, MK.
The people, the ones I love, the ones I enjoy, and to a certain extent, the ones I can't stand. Okay, the people. So a lot of you, I mean, a lot of people are saying the people are what keep them here. Trash
Is that a
TV and the
little
people.
cult-like? Is that a little cult-like?
I
You're
don't
staying for
know.
the peeps?
I'm still here because I enjoy the people here. So here's my question then. If the people here moved, would you move with them? That because now that's not even a question
Mhm.
on my list, but now your guys' answers is interesting because, and the only reason why I say that, and maybe it's a group thing kind of a thing, but like there was a time where a lot of people transitioned over into the locale universe, right? And they
Mhm.
were like immersed in it, right? And a lot of people did go over there. Some are still there, but
I
there
still
was like
put it on
the
for backup.
majority was like, I don't want nothing to do with the locale universe. This is stupid. I hate it here, you know?
I did it first. I was like the number one screaming, "This is the dumbest stuff ever." When Joneson was like, "Let's watch this." I'm like, "No, no, it's so dumb and mindless." And it is. It's still dumb and mindless, but honestly, a lot of it's better than what's happening in this current sector.
Look at that one. too invested not to see this play out at this point.
Mm.
I feel that. I
I
feel
love
that
the
on a spiritual
honesty in
level.
this chat.
Yeah. Peeps,
I
that's
love
why
the
you're my
honesty.
people.
Mm. I don't know if
I
it's
make good YouTube
cult-like. Oh,
friends. Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
I
Sorry,
didn't
we
mean to do
both hit
that.
one.
I'm gonna read Chasen's real quick. She said, "I don't know if
Okay.
it's cult-like. I walked away from some in others' chats who I really liked." That's a good point because I have walked away from people that I really liked at first, and then, I saw, maybe they're about this more than that, and so it's time to walk away. So, it's not you're right. I don't maybe it's not cult-like, but it's gotta be something, that keeps us staying for people.
These days I watch more than chat. Okay. I stay because of what makes me stay. Well, what?
What is it that makes you
What is
stay?
yeah. I'm not sure why I'm still over here. I've ended most subscriptions lately, so maybe the people I've met along the way? Yeah, I think so. Cuz that would be my answer is I don't go in anybody's chats who I'm not like for the most part. I mean, I won't say 100%, but for the most part, if you see me in a chat constantly, it's because I like that person and I'm there to interact with that person for sure. I do like the live chat vibe and being able to hang out with people. I just I just don't like I just don't like this, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense.
I starred a couple of comments I wanna touch on. I think I'll
Okay.
just star them. That way I'm not, like, clicking on top of you.
Okay. Look at Madison. I'm here because I'm drawn to the why.
That's it. I kinda like with true crime. I'm drawn to the
Mhm.
why with true crime, and it became very easy to be drawn to the why as it pertained to people in the trauma sector, which is, I think, what the bulk of my channel ended up being was, like, understanding how this little sector operated.
I stopped what are you saying? I stopped watching a ton of true crime? No, I think that's not true, Shambles. You mostly watch true crime, a ton of true crime, and you dip your toes into the drama. I think that's a typo, but for sure because it's so hysterical. Okay.
Mhm. So one of the if you don't mind, I wanted to
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
Pearl said, "It's like hanging out at the local pub, not attending church." So I get that. I've often compared this space to, like, the water cooler, I like the regulars, I still go to the different sectors, but I think I'll always be in a space where Supa, Liza, and Tenga are. So it goes back to being your friends, and Johnson said, "The good people wanting to help." But help with
Mm.
what? What are we really helping with? Are we really helping? One of the
I've been here
I
7
this might
years.
take you off on a tangent that you weren't expecting, but one of the things that I realized about 2 years ago when I thought that the bulk of this sector that the mentality of this sector was to, um I don't like the word call out, but to, address and expose those that were being harmful in cases, whether it be real life in the cases, whether it be spreading mass mis and disinformation or, just running with wild conspiracy theories or getting too close to people. Like that's what I felt like the bulk of this sector was doing. About 2 years ago, I realized that some of the creators, instead of like just discussing it or exposing what these others were doing, were actively partaking behind the scenes and amping up the bad behavior. So I felt like it was where, like, if you are pushing literally behind the scenes, pushing the storyline of the situation to go a certain direction, you're just as bad as the ones that you're addressing on the matter. So it became like a mental mind fuck of sorts of like, wait, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy? If you're doing
Mhm.
it behind the scenes, that's just as bad as doing it in front of the scenes. So it became like, what's really going on here? I had to take a huge step back from YouTube at that time.
I am actually Madison said earlier in the chat, I can't highlight because I already scrolled past it, but um, her and was it Amber? Yeah, Amber. So both of them said they like to watch people's behaviors.
Mhm.
And so for me, that is another thing that draws me in is like to really, we've all have experienced at some point in time of being here, even if it's recently or in another community, whatever. You've watched an entire group. You watch group think happening right in front of you.
Mhm.
It's the most, it is for me, it's the most interesting thing to watch because
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine being in that space. But also, like, I want to, like, do they know they're group thinking right now? Like, do they know that they're questioning nothing? Like, do they know that they're just going along with the pack? Like, and again, this isn't specifically anybody. This is just a generalized conversation about YouTube in general. But it makes me like I'd love to sit down. Like we always joke about me, doing a social experiment on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
But that human behavior absolutely intrigues me, and it's like I want to know, like, why are you doing this? Like this is not like you do you think this is normal? Because that's what
Mhm.
I feel like is like it maybe to me it's not normal, and so I want to understand why it's seen as normal, I guess, so to speak. So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways.
And I know we often talk about groupthink and hive mentality, and this is no pun at you nonsense. Do not take it that way. But there's a new thing I've learned about, which is island thinking. And that's another big thing that I see happening here in this sector quite a bit. So look up the island thinking concept. It's mind blowing because you can apply that to a lot of channel holders that you watch. It's a very interesting concept.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Let me go to my list of my next question because we got the why you're still here. Hold on. Hold, please. Let
So
me go
it
back. I
seems to
did
be
write
the
them down.
consensus of why everyone is still here is because of the connections that they have found with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so okay, I got that one. Um, do you feel like you yourself, do you feel like this place has changed you at all?
That is a good one. That's a good question. I want to know what everyone thinks. But Pearl, yes, Pearl and I are on the same page with 1984. And people need to read 1984 because I feel like we are living in the midst of 1984 in this sector. I truly, truly do.
I don't even know what that means to even understand or applaud it.
You have to, it's a utopian world. Like you have to go and read it. Maybe I'll do a live on it one day,
Mm,
showing the comparisons because there are so many.
okay. Okay. So I don't know if these comments are all towards the question, so we'll just put some up. Yes, for the better, I'm different.
In
Community
a
T
good way.
says. Stacy says yes. Melissa Jade says 100. My dad is on a cruise says yes. That's why I've done so much unsubbing lately. Um,
Just
Stevie
because
says
I'm
you
really
guys seem
excited.
like the same hoes as always. No, Stevie, has this place changed you? This is a self reflection moment. Nicole B says yes. Crazy Chicken Lady says yes. I have learned from this place for sure in many ways. Okay. Pixie says yes. Shambles says yes from the people I bet for sure. And seeing and seeing I'm normal. Okay. Archangel says yes, it has. Okay. Yes, because I don't trust people anymore. Interesting.
That's a good
Okay.
one, Stacy. I think that's a big one for me too. Like I feel like I was a very trusting person until this sector. Maybe
Mm.
too trusting.
Pixie says, or Pinkie Pie, excuse me, says, yes, I used to be more social in chats. When doxing and going after subs started, I took 10 steps back. Okay. Captain Avi says, yes, I'm way more jaded and guarded. Interesting. The internet as a whole has taught me to protect your privacy. Okay.
Amen.
I have got better because years ago I was so angry and reactive.
Can
Okay, so you grew
can we go
from
back
that.
to Misty's for 1 second?
Yep.
Yes and no. It has taught me to protect my privacy for, mainly for crew's sake, I'm not worried about protecting it for anyone else's sake, but also, I've gotten to the point, like I told Nunya and Johnson earlier, I just wanna scream out my whole real name because you think you have something over me, like some power over me by saying Stephanie, like, "Okay, Stephanie, 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 that's my name." I wanna just, like I've already been doxxed on this platform multiple times, but, like, I really just wanna put it out there myself because there's nothing there. Google me, bitch. Like, I have no record. I have a speeding ticket on my license. So another part of me wants to protect my privacy while the other side of me is like, I already talk about myself all the time and all the things about myself. You know the ins and outs. Like, why not just say my damn name? I was in true crime in those other spaces under my real name. What about YouTube makes it to where it's like taboo to not be you?
Yeah.
This is something I've been, pondering over.
And we've had a lot of conversations about that. Like,
Mhm.
you actually were telling me about in the local universe, there is a guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he constantly is getting swatted, and his
Yeah,
name is out there, and he's just like, oh, it's another SWAT, no big deal, right? One, it's become his norm, right? But
right.
two, he's like, I'm still here, I'm still doing my content, you will not scare me away because you think this is going to scare
Mhm.
me. And like, that's the thing to me that is like, oh, that's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, because
And
if you belong to any other communities, I'm sure if you said, oh man, let's just say you're in Southern California where the Emmanuel Haro case was happening, right? If you're in a
mhm.
regular case, in a regular chat outside of this community, you may say, "Oh my gosh, I live 4 miles away from that," and there's no concern about somebody keeping that as a tracker for you of trying to figure out who you are. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have that concern. And so it's very interesting to me that in this particular community, that becomes it's weaponized. But I also think maybe in those communities, people aren't as anonymous. Like the guy you were talking about in the locale,
Mhm.
he's on camera every day. His name is out there. He's been on the internet
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
years. So it's kind of like there isn't this anonymity that you have to try and, keep up with. But here it's so your personal information, your real life stuff, it is so
Mhm.
weaponized, and it's very unique to me. Like, I'm like you, I don't have anything to hide. Like, you may
Mhm.
find some speeding tickets. It is what it is, but that's why to me it's like it's not a flex. It's not a like it's not something that I
Mhm.
worry about. I don't have small children in my home, so I don't worry about that. Like I have protection from my law enforcement agency already that I got years ago. So it's not the flex that people may think that it is, but
Yeah, you
it's
wanna Google my house? Okay, you're the
yeah,
weirdo who wants to show my home. Like, you wanna put this out there on display? Okay, you weirdo, I'll take you on a tour of my home or show you
right.
my vehicles. Like, what do you think? It's that weaponization. So
Yeah.
this sector was always big on I cannot say it properly, anonymity. I feel like Nemo on
And
when he's
I'm
trying
gonna
to say
mini
sea
me.
anemone. Yeah, anonymity.
Yeah.
Anonymity. Like, this whole sector has always been very big on it, and so I'm like, "Cool, let's go with that. Yes, protect your privacy." But it comes to a point where I wonder, were we so big on allowing people to be anonymous so that we could then later weaponize it and use it against them? And this is a general we and a general thought here. Like, why is it so big on protecting someone's privacy, like say burnt toast, for example? And I think her, if that's what she wishes, it should be respected. Same as B Tim's. I know Johnson talked on that a little earlier. The man desires to be anonymous, then allow him to be anonymous. There's no need to expose who he is. But then in the same token, those same people will weaponize others' real life and their information and throw it out and use it against them. So like, do you have the right to proclaim to be anonymous if you're willing to expose others' identities. So it just feels like a very push and pull atmosphere happening with that. And so that's why I just like just going to tell you my whole fucking name because you don't have it doesn't hold the power over me that you think it does. Yet you continue to throw it
Yeah.
out like it does.
Yeah. It's not the flex,
No.
But that's what I do think is unique about this particular space. I also think, well, here's a question for the audience, or for the chatters, whatever. My question would be, do you feel like anonymity actually emboldens people?
I do. I do.
You do?
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I think that listen, I think that keyboard warriors is a way to summarize it. But I think there is some truth behind that. That if you get to come on here as an avatar, as a button bitch, as Honest Abe used to say back in the day, if you're only going to be a button bitch and not show your face and not say your name and not put, yourself behind what you are, putting out there into the atmosphere, it gives you a lot more, gums, you would think you say and do things you wouldn't do if you showed your face on the daily. I
Mm.
believe so.
Okay, yeah, the chat agrees. The chat
You
agrees.
you
Almost
think
every person
different?
has said yes.
What do you think? Right,
I
grandma, keyboard warriors don't feel fear throat punches. They just don't. Like if they are remaining to stay or working hard to stay anonymous and to throw out all the shit they want to, um they're going to continue, they're going to continue to do so. They're not worried about someone, sending a banana to their house or whatever.
Yeah, see, to me, I actually think I think it can definitely embolden them. I do not think it always emboldens them. And the reason why is because some of, again, just think of the communities you come from, right? No matter what it is. Think of some of the trash people that you've experienced over the years, right? No matter how long you've been here. And think of those people. Do you know their identity? Have you seen their face? Like for
Mhm.
me, that's what I think of. And I think, well, some of the people I know their identity, I've seen their faces, right? They cam up or whatever. They're in my mind, they're the most trash people. And so I think, well, hell, being behind just being a button bitch
Mhm.
didn't do anything for them. They were just trash people, anyways.
Well, some people are saying that in the chat. Like, I'm a bitch in real life. This is who I am. And I believe that for some people that like they are authentic. They are who they are. But I still think that there are people, like me said, I feel like, well, not just what she's saying here, but there are people who do feel emboldened by, just sitting behind a little avatar of palm trees and a triangle instead of saying it with their face and their whole chest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like me says, I do feel like the ones that have nothing to lose are the most dangerous. And I agree. I
Oh,
do
yeah.
agree
I
with that.
strongly agree.
I value my anonymity as it is, so I don't do things that would take away someone else's. I agree, Bendy.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
That's
think I
true.
value mine though. Like, it is what it is.
Oh, the jerks were called button bitches.
Yes,
I
the
didn't know
jokes were
that.
called button bitches. I have a video about it. I'll have to show you sometime, but
Aw.
um it was when I can't even remember who started it, but they talked about Tiffany Marie's fake check, and Honest Abe was standing up for Tiffany Marie, and he went off on this long, crazy rant, and it was so freaking funny because if you've ever listened to him, he gets to screaming and he gets so animated, and he called them button bitches because
Evil
all their
Abe.
avatars, yeah,
I've heard him
and
scream before.
all their avatars looked like little buttons at the time, so he called them button bitches. It's just stuck with me.
If you
I
I
find
was
it
like, I don't have a problem with you.
frustrating. If my
Sorry.
son and the situation around protecting his privacy was not an issue, I'd be out and proud. I've done things I'm proud
Oh,
of,
shoot.
and
I'm
you're
so
fine, and
sorry.
I'd love people to find them. That sounds, it doesn't sound arrogant, Pearl, and I agree with you. Like, that's the thing. Like, You're gonna expose who I am? Okay. Expose I was a PTA mom. Expose that I was a board of my church and that I've done multiple in-country and out-of-country mission trips. Expose you're gonna expose what? That my husband was a school board member? Like, what are you gonna expose? We are active members of our community, not so much anymore now that we're older and, removed from our
Moved.
original
Yeah.
community. Yeah, but like we were active, productive members of society. What are you exposing?
Yeah,
Like
I just would
awards
ask
need
for
to
an
be
accurate.
gained?
Yeah, can you just do an
Yeah.
accurate expose? Like
Yeah.
that's it right now. Those who participate in going real life or doxing or whatever, they don't tend to get shit right. So could
Mhm.
you just do an accurate one? Would be my request. I'm fine with that. Oz said, if you have a problem with me, please keep it with me though. Some
Yep.
people have had their family members or loved ones doxed and weaponized.
Yeah,
Strongly agree with that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I do agree with that completely. I think the ones who do wrong and remain anonymous are fucked up. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Hold on.
To
I
me,
gotta go
it
back to
feels
my
weak
list.
though, Tracy. It feels like they're not willing to say it with their whole chest. If you can't even like I don't know, if you're gonna come out here and dox others and expose others and you're hiding behind, who you are so that because you're afraid people are gonna do to you what you're putting out there into the world, that seems very weak in my mind. Hey, Ash.
Okay. My next question is, if you're whoever you care the most about, whether it be a spouse, a child, a mother, sister, brother, best friend, whoever that person is for you, put that in your mind. Okay.
Mhm.
If that person seen, heard, and watched everything you've said or participated in on YouTube, would they be proud of you? Or would they be concerned for you? Or would they be like, damn, like that's what you're out here doing?
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to change my person because at first I'm thinking, well, my person's only gonna like if I showed him, he'd just be like, no two, no two. So let me
So you
change my
look at
person
you'd be
here.
like, well, number one, he but no two, no two.
My grandson is on this kick right now. We don't know what it is, but it's funny as fuck. I've showed the girls. If me or Morgan or even any other girls, some of the girls in the voice chat were counting. If they count and try to say the number two, he's like, no two, no two, no two. But if a guy is counting to him, he lets them count past two. I don't know what it is. He's just stuck on this. But I digress. So let me change the person here. Ask it one more time.
So if the person, whoever you want to put in your mind,
Mhm.
whoever means the most to you in your life, all right. You go to them and you ask them to watch every comment you've made, every, if you're a panel person or a creator, every live stream you've done, and every stream that you've watched or participated in, you ask them to consume all of that content. What
Mhm.
would their view, not necessarily, of course, people who love you, their view isn't going to change a view, but would they be like, man, you did, like, you're the same person as you are here? Like, would they be proud of you? Would they be like, "Ooh, I don't really like that you participated in that," or would they be like, "I'm 5150 in you right now"?
My person would be my husband, and he'd say, "Yeah, that sounds just like you," because I'm the exact same person here that I am behind the scenes that I am in my real life. So he wouldn't judge me or think differently or anything. But he would ask me like, "Why are you investing so much time in this nonsense?" Like seriously, he would ask that. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think mine is pretty well aware of what I do on the
it's the
internet.
good brandy. It's the good brandy, guys.
Ah, oh God, did somebody go for her?
Well, no, Melissa just asked, and I think somebody else did. What brandy is that? It's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah, it's OG. It's OG. We're safe. Actually, the other brandy is blocked here, so you won't even unless she has a alt. But I've told my teenager the exact thing. If you couldn't tell me about it, then you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I am no different offline than I am online.
Same
Okay.
channel.
OMG, concerned when I showed my boyfriend and others this drama stuff. They said, please stop watching. Mm,
Yeah. I was playing somebody losing their ever loving shit for Luke the other day because we were in the car together and I was talking to the girls and he's just like, something's not right with that person. Why are you listening to them? So that's like where his mentality is like, why are you even listening to it? Something's off there. So
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
Kim said, disappointed at times. Buford says, my son would roll his eyes and say, yep, that's my mama.
Mhm.
That's my Buford. I'm the same here as in my real life. Okay. Uh, m- my good Nunya, I must thank you for not making our chat names those damn confusing at thingies. You are a good woman. Well, Ash, I appreciate your thank yous. However, I cannot take credit for it because I did not do anything differently on my
The
live
YouTube
stream.
thing, yeah.
YouTube is doing it. It's not me. My husband's kids insist they'd be fine. My pastor is probably not. The people that matter to me know me the same as this community does. Okay.
Mhm.
My kids and grandkids are on YouTube, so I behave. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, one day
Just,
my
I
kids have
can't.
hopped into, well, my daughter, but my sons have hopped into my live stream and Marshall's even been up on panel before. So they know what's up, but one day my grandkids are gonna find this or could find it, like what will they think granny was a nutter? Maybe. Who
Hmm.
knows? Who knows what they'll think? It's no different than when I found my parents' yearbook and I was like, "My dad, why did you wear such short shorts in the late 70s? What's wrong with you? Mom, what is up with your hair? Lord."
My dad has always beat it in our heads that if you have to hide it or are ashamed, then don't do it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Vincent's mom watches me every morning. She'll watch my life from the night before, so the live. So I hope that I do a good job and that I'm impressing her. Good for you.
Yeah, some of my real life friends watch my channel from time to time. Typically, they'll text me and be like, "I have no clue what you're talking about, but you look super cute today." Like that's the text I'll get from.
You know what's funny is the stream I just went to go find the Betty one I had to find for Jay.
Mhm.
Um, I went to go find the vote, the HOA meeting with the vote, right? Okay, and they got me the
Yes.
timestamp, so I had to rewind it back a little bit. So you're explaining it, and you interrupt our conversation because Dylan has texted you, and he's confused about what happened with the
Yeah.
video, and then you have to explain to Dylan what has happened because he's watching, and Dylan is her son-in-law. But then you go on to explain to Dylan real quick and give him like a TLDR of the situation
Yep. Yep.
right there during the stream. Yeah.
Mhm.
My husband and kids have seen what I watch and comment in. My husband and grown sons think I am weird to watch this craziness.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. My
I
phone number was broadcasted on a live stream. I still wouldn't do the same to others. Oh,
That's
that's
right,
crazy.
Panda.
It would take a month or more for anyone to notice I was rotting, so this won't be a worry for me.
What?
What? What are you talking about, Ash?
I
Why are
don't
you
know.
rotting? What's happening here? Are you putting that in the wrong chat? Was that meant for this chat? I don't know.
I have no idea. Yeah.
That says
What?
sadly, I'm the same at the bar, church, YouTube, and Target.
Amen, Taz. Amen.
Side note, did anybody see that the Target CEO resigned today?
No, I
The
didn't.
board
Let me
kicked him
look
out
at
because of the
that.
boycotting of Target
Why are they
over the
boycotting
DEI.
Target?
Because they pushed the DEI so hard, and they were gonna which I do agree with. They were gonna do the DEI policies in their store, and they got all these people of color and different LGBTQ designers to come in and put stuff in their store. It was going really well, and then the election happened, and all of a sudden they were like, "We decided we're canceling our DEI program," kicked them all out of the store,
Mhm.
and it didn't go very well over with their supporters. Some of them, but they have lost like $8 billion since that happened.
Now's the
Can't
time
say
to
I blame.
invest.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
corporation.
Their stock is down low. Invest. No, this is not
Is it
financial
really?
advice. Yeah.
Is it?
It's
What is
among
it
the
at?
worst performing company. I don't know. I'm just reading this
Oh, let me
article
go
that
look.
says Target on Wednesday reported sales fell for the third straight quarter. Shares fell 10%
Yep.
in the pre-market trading. Target stock is among the worst performing companies in the S&P 500 this year. Listen, it go back up. I'm not even going to tell y'all.
Oh,
None
listen.
you knows none you knows these numbers, but I invested in one company
Yeah.
during the pandemic when the stock dropped. I invested a shit ton because I knew it was going to go back up. And because I
If
don't
you
play in
don't
the stock
invest, you
market
really
like
should.
this.
This
But
is
it was
not
good.
it's not financial advice, but I'm just
Not
saying
financial.
if you don't do investments, you really should. It is good. But it's actually less than $100 for one share, Deets.
Mm.
Today it's at
Wow,
92.44 is what it
low.
closed at the market today. I'm actually going to go see how far down it's dropped. I bet you it's dropped at least.
Another
At
good stock
least.
we got into was Tesla before it
Oh,
split. Before the split, damn. But we typically let our financial guy handle that, but those were two ones that we did on our own and turned out to be
I
beneficial
did
with.
I wish I would have done GameStop. I did not, but I wish.
So again, we let the financial people handle the financials, but we downloaded Robinhood so that I could buy the stock I bought was in Royal Caribbean. Just go look at what it was at its lowest right after the pandemic and what it is now, and you'll understand why I was excited. But Luke downloaded it too, and his free, like, they give you a free stock when you invest, and his free stock was GameStop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he has one share of GameStop.
So it
GameStop stock.
used to be at $250
Mhm.
for one stock, $250, and today, as of today, it's at $92.44.
It'll go back up. It'll go back
It'll
up.
definitely go back up. Okay. All right.
She's
But
talking
this is
about
not,
Target, by the way. It'll go back up.
yeah, it's Target, but this is not financial advice to anybody. Do what you do. But I'm just saying that's, you know, where I'll be after this live stream.
Mhm.
Okay, unless you can get enough people to boycott for whomever to feel it in their pockets, it won't be a damn bit of good yet. But they're feeling it.
They
This is literally they've gone almost an entire year trying to hold out because of their decision, and it's killing them. They're just good. Keeps going further down and down and down, and can't say I don't love that. I just wanted to answer the question what my loved ones thought. they they would they'd be like, "Yep, that's her, and she can get
can
wilder.
get
So you've
wilder.
been warned."
Oh, man.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
I know that's right, B Fergs. You tell him. Okay. My partner accepts my drama addiction, but it's embarrassing when I don't have my AirPods in. And comparatively, he watches nerdy science and thought provoking podcasts. It's probably just a little tad bit different, huh, Golden? All right, next question.
No, we are not E.F. Hutton. Please do not take anything we just said as financial advice.
No, no, definitely not. Absolutely not. We're not E Trade. We're not Morgan Stanley. We're none of those.
My advice is
Go to your
connect
own
with a
broker.
good, solid financial advisor. That's what you should do.
Yes.
That's my advice.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. So here was my next question. Everybody is very well aware of the current, situations and a lot of the real life things that are happening, some of the most disgusting, vile things that you've ever seen here on the internet.
Sorry.
Okay.
Before you get into that, yes, Ash, we're mad at Target because their selection of Stanley sucked butt.
No, Ash.
I
No.
don't know why we're mad at Target. I tried to read it.
We're mad at Target because they said they would let other designers in their store and
And they
then kick them
didn't.
out. No, they did.
Mhm.
And they were getting
No,
great
but then they
sales.
kicked him out. Okay.
And then they changed their mind and they kicked them out. But the whole thing is people got hecka behind them. They super duper supported them when the time came. They super duper supported them. Everybody was flocking to their stores, buying up all the stuff. Stuff was selling out everywhere. And then they changed their mind. They're like, yeah, have a nice life. We don't want anything to do with you. And they kicked them out. And now they're just like, we only want this particular type of designer And
Mm.
so here we are. Okay.
That's why we're mad at him.
That's why we're mad at him. And not everybody is mad at him, just saying. Just, just a lot of different people.
It is, Tanka. It was so good last year, and this year it's garbage. Yeah, I
You know
agree.
why?
'Cause of
Because they
this.
kicked all the people of color
Because of
designers
this.
out. That's why.
They had such cute last year. Now, nothing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Back to your question.
Sorry. I was looking at my questions. You'll stick with the Stanley angles. Okay, great.
I
Okay.
think so too, Ash. I'll stick with that.
All right. Is this the worst that you've seen YouTube get?
I wanna hear y'all's answers. I've
am
been here
curious.
since I wanna say, like, I've been invested in this sector since the beginning of 2022. So, over 3 years, coming up on 4 years. I'm curious what you guys, because I feel like I keep saying, like, "I'm a newbie in this." I'm not a newbie anymore. I've been here a hot minute, so I'm curious as to what others think.
In this sector, yes, no. Michelle was the worst to you. Okay. After last night, yes. Last year, they got in trouble for having too much. Oh,
What
okay.
was that?
Well, we haven't
Oh, yeah.
shot each other yet, so I've seen it worse, I suppose. Yes. I mean,
In this sector, they've shot each other?
well, here, like, not too far away. It's like across the
In the
street.
Doug, yeah,
Somebody,
the
and
Doug from Northport.
well, and to be fair, oh, that's not who I was thinking. But to be fair, somebody shot themselves on a live, just in the leg, and claimed
Yeah.
later on it was an accident. But then it turned
Mhm.
out maybe they didn't shoot themselves. So, I do know of that happening. But
The question is this the worst you have ever seen it in this sector?
yeah, Nisa, yes, we used to be upset over the word cunt. Oh, I've
Yeah,
been here
Buford
since
said, yeah.
2018. This is the worst it's ever been. Okay. No, I have witnessed another YouTube creator killed while live. God.
In this sector?
Well, I think I did say, like, in your YouTube experience.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
to take it out of just this particular sector, this sector is a strong runner up with the elephant mating channels. It gets pretty bad over there. What?
So Tracy said,
Okay.
personally, yes, Kanika's community got wild. Summers got wild. This seems to be more evil, more targeted. I agree with that.
Okay. So my follow-up question to that, though, is, are we a part of the problem by staying here? By continuing to watch it? And that's watch any of it, period.
Doodles, yeah, like
That's my
lying
next
by
question.
everyone. Like I feel like I know we joke about the gray gang a lot, but I feel like we are in this weird space of like, I want to be on either of your sides. I think you all suck. Like, and that's why we started saying everyone sucks because they truly do. Each side can't like proclaim that they're better than the other when it's like you go low and then you go lower and then you go low and then you go lower. There's like it's across the board. You want to slurp your straw, Tiny? You're muted, Nanya, if you knew that.
Tidy said, all I know is if I ever am given the chance, I want to have drinks with just Jake. Well, Deet says the sector next. Say the sector next time, or tell Nunya to. You got to be specific.
I
Okay.
know, Ash. I was wrong. I heard her wrong.
Kind of actually swapped victims for creators. Interesting.
The subs partaking in the
Oh.
chat are part of the problem. No audience. I forgot your question, Nanya. I've been rambling so much. Can you repeat it one more time?
Are we a part of the problem?
Yes.
Like, in any
As a
way, are we a
collective
part of the
we.
problem?
A collective we? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Tater
agree,
says
Tater.
yes. It's like a train wreck that you can't look away from.
Mhm.
Mm. Giving them views, and views is money. Money is the root of evil. Oh, don't get deep started on that.
The love of money is the root of all evil. Money's an inanimate object. It can't be evil. But the love of
Good
it
question, Chasey.
absolutely can. You
Yes,
even told me
because we
not to get
watch.
started, and I got started. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So Jason says yes because we watch. A view is a view, but are we a problem when we actively try to bring different perspective?
Mhm.
For me, chasing, I right. So I will share today. Yet, well, it started last night, and today my thought process is if I bring another perspective, right? It's me bringing a different perspective a part of the problem too, if it's then used as a weapon to justify other people's actions.
Yeah.
Because then
Justification.
then I feel like I am a part of the problem at that point then.
The justification and the whataboutisms are wild in this sector. So perfectly, who I adore said, in this sector, I've seen multiple cancer scams, a fake death, a total back and forth dragging that ended up having a blowout and fake funeral. What else? Oh, catfishes, liars, backstabbers.
I
That's a
think if we
lot.
truly want to bring a different perspective, it's helpful, even if it just for a few. But if we are simply reviewing and clowning, then yeah, it's a problem. Okay. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Like I can see the difference there. If it's just to give you food for thought, or the purpose of it is to, like you're saying, bring a different perspective. I could see that.
Okay. So our
See that.
local contrarian Stevie brings
Okay.
up a question.
What a hoe.
What is the worst over here, though? People talking ish? People's public information gets out? The scams? What is actually bad here? Nothing seems that serious. Okay.
Oh.
So I think that's a good question for the chat. What have you seen in the last month that feels serious? Or is it just shit talking and scams? Like what like have you seen stuff that you think is super serious?
Country guy has seen someone's home being invaded. I'll watch the problem channels. Hold on. Threats, scams, and body cams. The threats going by people's houses, the lack of respect for real lives and boundaries. It's crazy how people bring real life into this YouTube life. When it mixes up, things definitely start to become complicated. I agree. Real life shit and talking about people's children. To me, children have no place being spoken about. The dog whistling for real life consequences.
Fake pregnancies and fake babies are happening? Sheesh.
Oh, oh, I didn't know that.
Info getting
Threats and
out that
bringing
isn't
people's
just
families
info
into their
getting
actions.
out to people you see in chat. It's the World Wide Web. True, Remy.
Mm.
I will say for this, Nicole B, I have had people do this. I've had people contact my family, contact my neighbors, contact people they thought were me just because they had a similar name as mine and do it repeatedly. Contact my sheriff's department and email them regularly. Um, it's wild. And you're like, it's I'm not embarrassed for me when that happens. I'm embarrassed for the person doing it for one, but also I feel bad about those being harassed. That's all what it is. It's harassment, like harassing those people. Maybe not the sheriff, it's his job, whatever, but like the friends and the people they thought were me, like that's got to be an annoyance on their time.
So, I'm looking at the list of the things, and I kind of like I get what Stevie is saying. Steve said, "No, I'm a robot." Beep, bop, boop, boop, boop.
Are you even real?
So, okay. So I seen somebody say earlier in the chat. I don't know what I was watching, to be honest with you. I can't remember. But somebody said, truly, right? Like, if I wanted to get in my car right now and drive to, I don't know, we'll call it North Carolina, to go drive by Chasing's house and take a video recording outside.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it's not illegal.
Nope.
Number two, even if I show it on the internet, it's not illegal.
No.
If I recorded not on her property and I record her, it's not illegal. So for me, the only thing that crosses is a moral boundary that you may have and I may not have.
It depends because it depends on if the person who weaponized it is actively involved in harassing you. So it could go into that territory. It depends on the person who did it. Like, are they stalking your property? Can you prove they're stalk? There are some variables where it goes past just morality. There are. I don't know if we've seen that yet, but there are. And it goes back to what we were saying. My moral compass is different than Nunya's. It's different
Mhm.
than Ebony's. It's different than Zero Jewels. Like, we all have our own. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. We all have our own different moral compass. So if we come out here and scream, "You shouldn't do that. You're going to the pits of hell," it's just because I think what you did was wrong morally. I guess, and then there's also YouTube's terms of service. It's what you're doing, and Rumble has their own terms of service, by the way. If you're crossing those boundaries, it's wrong because you are going against the guidelines of the platform that we're using. But I
So
get what Stevie's saying. I do.
yeah, and I don't like fully. I know I always I'm a little bit like Ellie where I can detach my emotions from different situations and kind of I only apply logic in it, which is what a lot of people like pisses people off sometimes. But this is how I see it, right? Everything that is going on right now, in my opinion only, take it for what it's worth because it's not the BNN new network broadcast. But there are two situations, right? So obviously you got Brittany over here, and then there's another community outside that I watch. And in both of those, it's complete psychological warfare, kind
Warfare.
of, right?
Yep.
It's what can we do
To
to
break you down.
skirt the legal lines while making you worry for the safety of your family, worry for the
Yep.
safety of your home, worry about CPS being called, worry about being swatted, worry about not being able to afford to pay your lawyer in time to do something about it, worry about this, worry about what's next, right? What's today going to bring
Mhm.
on the news network that will possibly impact my family, right?
Yep.
Again, not saying that there's any innocence on either side, just saying. And so for me, everything that is done, I also feel like that's one of the reasons that the subs participated in it so much is because I believe that when it happened earlier today in Jones's chat. There was two different instances, right? So somebody comes into Jones's chat and they're like, "Oh my God, Queen Bee just did blah 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 blah," right? And
Those bone
instantly
carriers.
everybody is like, "Oh my God, that just happened! Oh my God!" Right? I leave out,
Mhm.
I go and I watch. Legit did not happen,
Nope.
but all these people are in an uproar, right? Okay. And there's things being said and done, but not what they actually repeated as being done, right? Okay. So for me, it's like you have also, there's that dynamic where the
People
bone
won't take the
carriers,
time to go look.
yeah, the bone carriers are a huge part of that problem as well
As
as
w
the reactors.
and the creator or the channel holder that runs with what those bone carriers come and tell in their chats. And I've seen people come in and like last night in Tracy's put in, I feel no hate towards you put in, but I felt like she got or they got a little offended that we were like, where is it? How do we find it? And it's not that like
Mhm.
And because then when we found it, they were like, "Oh, I never lie." Like, okay, you might not, but there are people who do, and they do frequently. So we have to be the diligent ones willing to go and check and find out if it's factual.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the channel holder also bears a bit of responsibility. Okay, I didn't. It sounded like it, but I'm glad you weren't offended, but because it wasn't you that we didn't believe. It's just we don't. You don't know who you can believe like that. So you have to go and verify it. And that's what it, in that moment. And I've seen so many channel holders, this is not to anyone specifically. They will literally believe what someone tells them
Yeah.
in their chat. But I want to address a mind of my own. She says, or they say, I don't know, but did they have an issue with Savage driving by bombs? What does that goes back to the whataboutisms. We can
Who is
whataboutism
they?
all fucking day long. We can go back and forth on like, oh, well, did they call this out? Or oh, did they address that? Or were they cool with this? Or were they cool with that? Like that, even if okay, say whoever the they is didn't have an issue with Savage driving by bombs. Does that make it okay for someone to drive by their home? Like two wrongs don't make a right in any circumstance.
Well, I'd
So
like
I
to point out that I sat on a panel with Savage when
yeah.
that happened and said it was absolutely wrong. I strongly disagree with her doing that. We agreed to
Same.
disagree. She made her choice, but I absolutely did stand against that because it's not right. Because no matter who it is,
Mhm.
nobody should go back. Let me tell you, it at some point in time, the wrong one is going to get chosen on the right day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the unfortunate part about it is when you're putting a person into a state where they're worried about trail cams, they're worried about drones, they're worried about people driving by, they're worried about this, they're worried about that, right? You can't help but start to like, you know what it reminds me of? And again, it is psychological warfare, really. But what it reminds me of is if you have like a ant or a spider that crawls on you, right? And you flick it off, or maybe you're that person who is like taking the ant and setting it down nicely somewhere. That ain't me. But let's say you flick it off of you, right? Now a little piece of hair rubs the back of your neck. What's your instant thought?
Mhm.
It's I got another ant or spider on me right that second, even though it may not be one, right?
Yeah.
So your mind, again, maybe you start to hear tapping at a window, maybe you hear a knocking at the door, maybe you think you saw somebody in the front yard because your mind is on edge at that point in time, and it absolutely fucking happens. But what happens if the wrong person? What happens if somebody wants to come and share the love of Jesus Christ with her today? And it's just the wrong day
Mhm.
at the right time. So, and again, I don't want to go off on a tangent about the BNN network. For me, it's very, very, very. Oh, okay,
But
Leo. So if
Leo
somebody says pull up, that
thank you.
gives me a
Thank
right
you.
to go to their home and they have
I don't
no recourse.
I don't think that's
That's the
gonna fly
craziest
in a
thing.
court of law, like, and I have literally heard out of almost everybody's mouth who has proclaimed to not like that someone went real life on them, say that exact same thing. Like,
Yeah,
again, it goes back to two wrongs don't make it right. Like, if that person is just, rambling at their mouth and they're ranting and raving and saying, "Okay, well, you wanna go? Let's pull up." Does I don't know. I feel like a lot of times people take the words and twist them into the literal meaning, and it's
absolutely.
clear that they're just ranting in that moment, and it's not an open invitation to come to my home and fight me.
Yeah. And other people have said the same thing. Like there's been other
Yeah,
people, for example, just using as an example, that's the same thing that Savage claimed is that Bomb had invited her
that
to
was her
home. Queen has
justification.
invited Sinner to come on over to his home and get his papers. Like, you can't be mad. So again, if you're going to use that logic, it means your favorite person who is probably, I know Joneson has said something similar too. Pull up, bitch. Like just because somebody says that, I don't justify it. Like leave that shit again. People give you enough on the internet. Anyways, I don't want to get
Right, which
um
is was our argument with Johnson at the time of the FOIA. Like was enough factual information to pull off of YouTube. It didn't need to step out of it didn't need to go off the app. And none of this does either. But we are seeing how more and more behind the scenes, people are going off the app. They are digging in deeper. They're driving by past people's homes. When it happened to Jody Sue Brown, I am not a fan of Jody Sue Brown. When Ziggy drove past her home and honked her horn and recorded it, I proclaim that was complete and utter bullshit. Like, nobody needs to be doing these things at all, in my opinion. And especially the ones who get so outraged and cry when it happens to them. Like, when does the back and forth end?
Well, I think for me today, the space that I got to before going live and kind of in my own thought processes and thinking about like how did I get here? How did I even come here? Why am I staying here? Like all of those thoughts that are going through my mind. Am I a part of the problem? Am I participating in something or encouraging something that I should not be? Right. So it's just a lot of like inner reflection for myself. That's not for anybody else. That was for myself. But one of the things that I kind of came to the conclusion on at this point is it is not going to end. You have a choice to end your viewership of it. I have a choice as a creator to end my live streaming of it. I have a choice to not support it in any way. Like, those are the choices I have over myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can end me watching it. I cannot end what other people are doing. So it's kind of like controlling the controllables. I'm in control of me. Fuck the investment. You know, that's what I say today. I'm just going to be honest. Who knows? The drama may spike up and it may be all lies, and I'm going to need to debunk it at that point because it's just what my brain does. But that is the space that I'm in right now, is like, it's not going to end. I feel like everybody is saying, when is enough enough? When is too much going to be too much? And ultimately, because everybody believes that they're right now, and everybody believes that they have the justification
to do so.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate because the people who create, again, creators in general, right? The people who I call my real friends, like actual off of this app friends, those people will tell me about myself. If I'm wrong, they will say that I'm wrong.
Nanya told me about myself today.
I did.
She sure as fuck did. She told me, like, tuck that shit back in.
Tuck it back in and show it. Tuck it back in.
Yeah.
But like those, it amazes me that people are surrounded by their best friends, their family members even, and they're surrounded by these people, and not one of them is saying, "Hey, I think you just took that a little too far."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't agree that you should be doing that. How would you feel if it was your daughter, sister, mother, brother? And that's on every end. On every end. If you don't want it to happen to your family member, or you don't want it to happen to your favorite creator, you shouldn't be encouraging it, watching it, or whatever on the other creator. That's just my stance for myself. I'm not telling anybody else what to do.
I want to comment on Pixies, but hang on, look, message me. I need to answer him.
Maybe they aren't surrounded by solid friends or solid people. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. That's possible.
So Pixie said, pull up. You do it, someone gets hurt. Then what? Who's the victim in the situation? Who's the aggressor? That's how dumb that sounds. You just destroyed two families in that moment for beef. Exactly. So the justification of, oh, she said pull up, the legal system isn't going to care that person said pull up if someone goes and does something stupid at that home. You can't then come and say, oh, I came and did this stupid thing because they said to pull up. Cops are gonna say, you're a grown-ass adult. You make your own choices and your own decisions.
Right.
You chose to leave your place where you were and pull up to their location and do something stupid. The whole pull up argument doesn't work.
Yeah. Eventually, we better get comfortable. What are you getting comfortable in, Ash? Hold on, let me go back.
The problem
people eventually get bored with it'll happen eventually. Okay. All right, sorry, go ahead.
I agree with Pearl. The problem is that these people's partners are all in. Yes. A lot of that you have specifically with the Clue and BJ situation, you also have their partners all into the beef and backing it up and amping it up. So now you've got not just a, if Tracy and I were at war, it'd just be me and Tracy at war on YouTube. It doesn't include Scott and Luke. But no, in this situation, you got families. It truly is like the Hatfields and the McCoys. You've got two families all in together, warring against one another.
And I truly can't help but feel like, and maybe I'm insane, maybe it's a tinfoil hat theory, but I can't help but feel like a lot of the aggression and issues that started this was these people's connections to families of a missing person. And I don't know that those connections have been severed. And so if anything is said about those family members, maybe it just fuels it and makes it keep going from there. It's crazy.
And one thing I've stood by on this app is that my husband's trying to send a code to my email for our PayPal app, and nothing is coming through. So I don't know what he's sending. So, and he keeps annoying me.
Well,
Hang on, I want to remind me to
on
speak on that.
Okay. Well, in certain circles, you have a leader and a lot of followers. They don't dare call out their leader. That's true. That is a huge part of the problem, Audrey, is people cannot go in chats. Like they're echo chambers that have been created. You know what I mean? What happens, happens. You entice me to pull up and I make that choice. The consequences are mine.
I agree with
mean,
you
I
on that,
guess,
Leo.
yeah, I don't disagree on that at all. If you choose to pull up and your life is taken, that's on you, and your family gets to grieve over some YouTube, you know,
What were you talking about
over some
before?
YouTube beef and words. Like it's crazy, but okay.
Okay, what were you talking about that before Luke so rudely interrupted me for a
Gosh,
PayPal code?
dog it, Luke. Hold on, let me go back. What was I reading? I don't know.
The one who drove there is at fault. Absolutely. The YouTube justifications and stuff are completely different than like what's gonna happen outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
Oh Lord, no thank you. No thank you. What did Tater say? Tater, where's Tater? If you call out the leader, then they turn everyone against you. Yeah. I mean, that's how it goes.
Oh, I think it was like, you were talking about the parents. Yes. So that's what does give this a slight true crime aspect, is because this all started with this, aligning with one side or the other of a missing child's case. That alone right there is horrific and ridiculous all at the same time. Like, I can't imagine what some of the people in the judicial system think when some of this stuff makes it to court, because it's like, wait, when you break it down, this is because you're beefing about a missing kid. It's just mind blowing. But one of the things I have stood on, for me personally, I'm not telling anybody what to do, is not to get connected behind the scenes with people connected to these cases. Like, I've always allowed Brandy up on my panel. When she's been in my chat, she's had something she wants to say, she can come up and say her piece. Absolutely. I would allow any victim or family member to come up and say what they need to say. I have never once had a personal communication with her outside the scenes. Dylan Rounds' mother has sent me an email thanking me for something, and I replied, you're welcome. But other than that, we didn't have like a communication back and forth, because I think a lot of this drama gets connected when you're having these long phone calls and personal relationships with family members, with these parents, and you instantly want to defend them on this matter or that matter, and it amplifies all this drama being so closely connected to those individuals. And I think it gets worse and worse from case to case. Like, I watched that go down in Summer's community. Even some of my friends have been connected to people tied to that case, and it's like, I want nothing to do with that. But and I saw how that amplified. Now in this case, it's 1,000 times worse. And, we're seeing publicly the connections, and we're learning more and more of the private connections that have gone on behind the scenes from those who proclaimed not to do that shit, and yet they are. But it is I've never seen anything good come from it in my time here on YouTube. And it's heartbreaking because those people, those individuals, those victims surrounding that case, they're in active trauma, and the channel holder isn't. So then it becomes this
Yeah.
relationship dynamic of, what is your reasoning for this relationship? Is it
Mhm.
truly to help them, or is it because you want something from them for content on your channel? What is the dynamic there? And as time goes on, we learn that it's not a purely positive motivated relationship on either side. So
Well, I
it
think
just
a part of
becomes
that too
messy.
is you could easily start out helping, and by the time you're done, you could absolutely be exploiting a person in active trauma.
Yep.
And by the time you're in the exploitation phase, in my opinion, you don't even know what you're doing.
Mhm. And
So,
that stuff's out there. Listen, you can try to fool yourself and think that, "Oh, I'm doing it behind the scenes, no one's gonna find out about it," but they do. Listen,
yeah,
eventually everyone seems to
always.
turn on each other in this atmosphere.
Yeah. Yes, niece, I don't know if you already know this, but Brandy got her liver transplant.
Liver, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see is it PNW? I think who is
Yeah,
in
Pacific
contact with their
Northwest.
sister has been uh posting about it. So, here's my next question, okay? Now, this one's going to take a lot of digging because when I thought about this one, I was just like, ooh. Ooh. Okay. Have you been are you have you been or are you a bone carrier?
Mhm. Oh, I was yesterday. I was pulling up into Joneson's like, "Beep, beep, boop, breaking news, breaking news."
Okay. Yeah, I
Well,
actually
let me give you a report. Yeah.
I did the same to chasing last night, and I didn't even realize it, honestly. I was trying to tell her that the sticker verse was, digitally
Mhm.
available now. And I didn't even good for me. She didn't even catch on. She just thought I was laughing about the sticker verse.
Yeah.
So after like the second time I tried to put it out there and Pixie tried to get it too, but she wasn't getting it either, I was like, okay, back it up. She's in the middle of her live stream. Let her do her things. Shut the fuck up and participate. So I had to like check myself, but I was just like, ooh, oh, I was just trying to be a little bone carrier. Well, damn.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. What is a bone carrier? So,
I'll
good to
be right
see you,
back.
Bird Bath. I was so excited to not have a concert just for you today. Um, bone carrier means you hear something in one chat, you leave out of that chat, and you go into another chat, and sometimes you don't even say it accurately, but maybe you do say it accurately, but you go into a completely opposite side's chat and you say, "Oh, so and so just said this about you. Oh, so and so just showed this about you. Oh, hey, did you hear so and so say last night that they were going to do blah 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 whatever." Chismosa, really, but they call it bone carriers here on YouTube. Gossips. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess we pretty much that's all we talk about is did you see this or did you see that? So I don't know. Okay. All right. So let's see. What gets me in the fact that are some of these true crime channels really want to help missing children, or are they really making money off of their names? It's a trip. None of these channels are true crime, despite what they put in court documents. Not one of them is true crime. And also, no, they all have made a lot of money off of a missing child and continue to make a lot of money.
Mhm.
Sometimes off of missing child at times, and other times no. Sometimes it's just to, they go live to bash the parents of a missing child. And so are they really making money off the missing child then? No, they're just making money off exploiting the parents of a missing child. So
Yeah.
that's them. Okay.
That's not what she said, Twisted B. You can go listen to the clip, it's out there. Um, she talked
Oh,
about how Clue and Cletus what oh, yeah, I didn't read your message, ignore me. But she did say that she believed it and she was going to, uh not to take it as a fact, she wanted to try to find the, video to confirm it for sure. So, I do think it was a bit bone carrying moment, I agree with you on that, but it wasn't like she was proclaiming it definitively.
okay.
You're right, I just didn't finish reading it, you're absolutely right.
You see many bone carriers on these streets. Will there be intermission music later? No. We're just chatting, Shady. Just chatting, had some thoughts, and came live. That's typically how I'm guilty of it, but I'm sure I've done both. I hate misinformation, so I try not to carry info from chat to chat. I think there are different levels or types of bone carrying. Tell me more.
Ooh.
On opposite sides, no, no way. Isn't that a pot stir? Yes, that's very similar. Yep, shit stir, pot stir. Call y'all carrier pigeons. Okay, carrier pigeons. I'm pretty I should boots everywhere. Well, it needs to be fair. People don't just do it in one chat. It happens in a lot of chats everywhere on YouTube. That's not just there's I was in a chat the other day. There was two creators who were live. They're in a different community. Um but I was watching both of them, and I was watching their people go back. This lady kept going back and forth. She'd go into one chat and say, they said such and such, such and such. And then they'd go over into the other chat and it'd be like, they said such and such, such and such. So it's not just the
Well,
bone.
let's talk about this. Now Craig is saying he's gonna pop a cap. If someone comes to his like, let's put on that what it was. If someone comes to his property and does something, he's gonna pop a cap. Yeah. And now it sadly feels like that household is capable of popping caps in the mailman if they're confused at who's at the door. Yeah. And that's scary as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
That they're in that mental
Congratulations.
headspace that they might harm m someone who has nothing to do with anything because they are so amped up from all of this. That's a really scary fucking thought.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. It is interesting though. Like I think that's exactly what people wanted. That's they like I think some of these people are really enjoying what's going on with it. So I don't know.
Yep, paranoia can do that. Congrats. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
got, people and then right after this happens, what their paranoia is confirmed because somebody is driving by their home and recording it. Like it's just this whole space has become mind-blowing that that's where we are. Like were they really paranoid if then within a couple hours we find out that people are in fact driving by their homes and recording it and they're being threatened with it. Like where do we go from here? Truly, like what
Mm.
happens next?
That video is
Some
not from 6 months ago. That's not true. That video was saved on August 24th, 2025.
what
I don't know who told you that, but again, that's not the truth. You know what I find is funny is a lot of these never mind. Let me not. Don't do it. Don't do it.
say it with your whole chest, none you.
Mm-mm,
But
mm-mm.
someone said in here earlier like true crime has become true crime. And I want to take that to trauma has become true crime. Like we are literally and actively witnessing
Yeah,
true crime take place in the midst of YouTube drama. It's mind-blowing to me.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know what I find interesting, crazy? We're going to skirt back to the BNN network because everybody has to make it about Britney at all times, I guess. But what I actually find interesting about this, that you said, hold on, let me go back. Okay. I'm sure when you have over 100 plus mods leave you, you would become paranoid about what would come out. The crazy thing about that is 100 plus mods have left her, and what has come out? Truly,
That
that
she owns a
she took
gun?
money from people, that
Yep,
she
we
owns a
knew that.
gun, that she talks shit about people in private. By golly, she definitely talks shit about Deets. So let's get those rumors out of the way before
Mhm.
we get into there. But really, what has actually come out of those mods that have left? Truly,
And I wanna take it a step further. The ones that are attacking her for those 100 mods leaving have also had dozens and dozens and dozens of mods themselves leave. Like,
yeah.
it seems very hypocritical in that instance.
Miss America, so they said who drove by recording. I swear to God, everyone
I
involved
don't
in that
know.
nonsense is so ignorant. Absolutely, 1,000%. Nobody knows who did the actual recording. There's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of accusations being thrown out there, but nobody actually knows at this point in time who did the recording. But the person who did the recording sent it to Queen Bee, and Queen Bee showed it on her Rumble live stream last night. So, and the recording was saved on August 24th of 2025, so it was about a week and a day ago, a week and a couple days ago. So anyways, just to catch you up.
If
So
I told you I had trail cams on your property, what would you do? I'd probably sweep my property and then call law enforcement if I found one.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly, I would call law enforcement first. Then my husband, not me probably, but most likely my husband is going to go out on our property and look for any trail cams that you have.
Mhm.
And then he's going to make sure that he posts a lot of signs around our property about trespassing and not coming on our property without permission, to make sure we got some shit to lose. So we're not trying to have, catch no cases. So let's make sure that
Mhm.
it's very clear that you should not come on this property without permission. But I also would ask, why would you want to have trail cams on my property? Like,
Yeah,
doesn't
what's
that
that
seem sick
gonna
of
do?
you?
Why even threaten that is my question. Like, what's the funny haha moment in even threatening that? Like, I'm not saying they did. This is just a hypothetical question. Like, why would anybody be even interested in putting trail cams on somebody's property?
Yeah.
Um, Kim said, honestly, none of it is our business anyway. What are we going to benefit from somebody's personal information coming out? Exactly. Is it going to make us feel better? Um, Kim, you say no, but I think it does make a lot of people feel better for some reason. And that's the psychological part I'm stuck on. Why does it make some people feel better to expose, since we're stuck in BNN land, like to expose that she had a DV situation with her husband 8 years ago? Why does that make anybody feel better to expose?
Mm.
To For Queen, why does it make when Jim Terry doxed her and exposed, her drug bust, why does that make anybody feel good that they exposed she had a drug bust at her house? Like, why? How does that make somebody feel better then? It's a serious question I struggle with. Like, where do you find the joy in exposing that in others?
One of the other questions, I didn't write this one down. One of the other thing that I thought about is obviously there's probably better things you could do than hang out here, right? Okay. But lately, let's think of the last 2 weeks of all the content that you have consumed, whatever that looks like. I don't care if it's 30 minutes or 30 hours. But when you think about that content that you've consumed, have you walked away feeling like lighter, more positive, more negative, more dragged down, more worried, more frustrated, more angry, more happy, more joyful? Like, what type of feelings are you walking away from the content that you've been consuming lately? I'd be curious to know. Did any of you see the actual comment about the trail cams?
Hang on, I'm looking to see. I don't know if she
I
just read it
thought
or
that it
if
was
it was
posted,
posted.
and it wasn't Cletus who threatened it. It was I may have the screenshot on my phone. I'd have to go get it. It wasn't Cletus who threatened the trail cams. He threatened the drone to fly the drone over their house, not the trail cams. I want to say it was Petty, but do not quote me on it. I am not sure. It was somebody in the chat though. It was a chat comment. It's because the ones putting it out to expose want to make others feel as vulnerable as they do. Yeah. Humiliation of others brings some joy. Sick. Okay. It's meant to embarrass and shame the subject. Okay. Getting
Mm.
even or revenge. Okay. Because they have ASCD and get their jollies from the attention they receive. That's true. That's true. Amanda T felt annoyed. Okay. Cash is in a perfectly fine okay space. Roro is in negative space. Trail cams don't work that way at all. They have to come back and check memory cards, and they aren't good footage. It's dumb.
Not
I don't know.
always. My
Uh,
son's trail cam streams right to his phone. Just
yeah,
depends on which kind of trail cam you have.
yeah. Baffled, anxious. I don't enjoy watching others do bad, to be honest. Okay. You've watched, oh my God, you've watched 20 hours of coworker pictures and have had nightmares. Oh, heck no. I couldn't even imagine. Frustrated.
Mhm.
I have no idea. I have no idea. That was my hard line. My hard line with the other side was the vile talk about the SA situation
Amen,
and how they
Amber.
talked about true crime, the DV release not being called out for the other. Okay.
I agreed with Amber. My heart, like when I heard the way but all sides talked about Sebastian's essay, did all that whole situation. I don't even want to say any more
Mm-hmm.
than that. But that whole situation, not just the green team, but everybody, the way that they were discussing that and attacking one parent or the other, because let's be fair, they were attacking both parents and a step parent on that situation, depending on what your theory was of the case. So they were attacking one side and it was or
Yeah.
all sides and it was just disgusting all around, and that's when I shut it down. Nope, no more of this case because it was disgusting. I have no other word for it. In my opinion, it was gross.
Petty did say it was not her. Okay, thank you. I like I said, I wasn't sure. I knew I'd seen screenshots of it, but I'd have to go look for them. Twisted B said, and I definitely didn't find joy in hearing about Clue's daughter. That's devastating. But I am curious, did you find joy in the story time about her DV? Like, did that give you the same like devastation or any kind of devastation? And I'm asking that to see like if the reaction is similar. It was some random subscriber. Okay. I've taken breaks on purpose in the past. You feel better. I balance this place with cake videos, cleaning videos, candle making. Oh, cleaning videos are the best. And candle making. So I feel
Those
fine.
rug washing videos, I got addicted to those for a hot second. Have you ever seen those where they take like
No.
a nasty rug and pressure wash it? It's
Oh
just
my
so
God.
relaxing.
Joey Fu. I don't know if anybody follows Joey Fu. He has the funnest cleaning videos and he cleans like he uses a blower to clean out his living room. It's hilarious anyways, but yeah. Okay. All right. It wasn't petty. Okay. Thank you. I'm so
Can
disappointed.
you please
She's
stop repeating in here what was in that report? I'm gonna keep deleting the comment. I just say that what was read was breaking your heart. We don't have to repeat it word for word. Sorry, go ahead. I know you're gonna see it and you won't highlight it, but I've deleted it twice now.
okay. Yeah, I won't have a problem with that. It's also crazy. The problem is logical people are trying to rationalize irrational people.
I agree.
Twisted B say that shit for the people in the back. That is 1,000%. 1,000% what's happening right now. And I think that's why the logical people are they're kind of going insane right now.
Mhm. Which takes us back to like the original questions, like, do you feel like you're wasting time here or not? Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? Why
Yeah.
are we still in this space?
Yeah. Yeah. It went well, but his massages have got more surreal last few hours. He will sleep well. Well, healing vibes to him for sure. They say they were going to fly a drone over. No, 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 ma'am. Absolutely not. I again, it would take me a while to go find because it was a while ago, but 1,000%,
And
a
it was a drone
thousand
over
percent that was
Brittany's.
said about BJ's house.
Yep.
Trust and believe. Like I don't tend to repeat shit that like I don't know for a fact myself. So mm. They gave him more morphine and it's kicking in. That's good. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of acres. A good trail cam isn't going to be cheap, and who is going to spend the money than spreading them around the house? The
I
home
don't know.
undetected, girl. Who knows? Who knows? Listen, people are insane on the internet. People
Mm-hmm.
are absolutely insane on the internet. In case people didn't know that already, absolutely insane. I don't know.
Alicia, I agree. That's why I say read 1984. She said, I love how history is just rewritten wherever it's needed. And that's what
Yeah.
happens in 1984.
Mm-hmm. Any of them anymore. I find myself listening to LawTube instead. Listening to them really makes me feel gross and
Ooh, Landry, thank you.
depressed.
I will go
Interesting.
and look for that. She said Joneson played it on her live the day before she left on vacation.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. And the comment originally was posted and then went to okay. All right. Of course.
When did
Don't
she go on
primarily flew near
vacation?
property line and recorded what they could see because his. Okay, then I mean maybe they've done it twice. Then Erica, I'll give you that. Jumping spider videos is what Jacob is watching in her free time. Absolutely not. I would freak the hell out. Honestly, you know what, Jacob? You know what would happen? That jumping spider would go to jump and it looked like it's jumping off my phone and I just wouldn't be able to handle it anymore. I'd be in the corner in a fetal position crying. Listen, you want to take me out the game? Put spiders near me. That's all it takes. Spiders and crime scene photos. I'm out.
Let's go to
We
the
opened
yard. Oh, I
all the
wasn't.
windows
I
in
didn't
this
watch
blower.
this
Okay.
one.
I watched Chase do that with the blower from upstairs to her downstairs a while back. Chasing did that? What? Did you really? Chasing, do you watch Joey Fu? Or did you just randomly come up with that idea yourself?
Joneson. Let me message
Last
her
round
because
was
she's behind.
calling the kids' names being allowed in chats. Okay. FYI, if you are repeating and spreading information that made you sad, chances are it didn't really because you wouldn't spread it to more eyes. I said what I said. I know that's right. Get them. I cleans while listening to the BS live. So when I rage, it benefit. Listen, Tiny, you have no idea. My husband knows. It's a sad thing. It doesn't happen very often, so don't get it twisted. But there are days where he'll come home and like he'll look around the house and he'd be like, "Uh-oh, what happened on YouTube today? The baseboards are scrubbed, the cabinets are all, scrubbed down. Like it's a rage clean. I love to rage clean. I love to rage clean. Like it is cleansing for my soul. I also
Mm,
don't put stuff on my counters. Don't judge me. It is what it is. All you knick-knack people.
okay, I don't think it's this
Consequences, the thing
live.
you're avoiding. Interesting, Leo. I think you and I have and again, we can agree to disagree. Um, you believe that you seem to be coming from a very like an eye for an eye kind of space, and that's okay. Like again, more power to you. But at some point in time, if I take your eye and now you've taken two eyes, my heart and my kidney, you can't say that that's justified. That's not eye for an eye. And so you're justifying all of that being taken for the one eye I took. And I'm just not gonna agree with that. So it's wild how proof can be right in front of your face, but some choose to ignore it. I know that's right. Okay,
I
let me catch up.
love watching how the narrative is now changing on the drones once you said, "Oh, no, I know for a fact she said it."
Yeah, I know. It wasn't her. It was him. It was him saying,
Mhm. Now it's
played
just
it on the
dumb.
live she did the day before she left for vacation. Okay.
I'm trying to find that, but I don't know which one that is.
Yeah, I'll probably put the clip up later. I don't have a problem with doing that. Sorry, I'm behind. Don't know if anyone has said it yet, but a person named JLR Superfan posted a comment about trail cams multiple times. Okay. I mean, it was said. I don't think there's anybody denying it wasn't Cletus who said about the trail cams. And truly, even Brittany cleared up that they weren't talking about their home.
Mhm.
She was laughing at what Shady was saying and laughing at it being so insane. And then she turns around. Actually, Trisha Talks, is part of your crew, has the whole clip up. You can hear it for yourself. That's where I heard the whole thing at. And he's like, "Are you talking about him?" And she's like, "No, no, no. They're not talking about us. They're talking about Betty when she goes to court, blah, 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 whatever." And so even he's not talking about Cletus at that point. But I mean, I don't know. Rewritten, yeah, especially about the threats made to Cletus the second time last night. But y'all won't go listen to it. Little Daisy, we listened to
We
it.
have listened to
And
it.
what I heard is somebody say, "If you come to my house, I will what did it blast a cap in your
Blast a
ass."
cap or pop
If
a cap,
Cletus is
yeah.
not going to their house, it's not a
Then there's
threat to
no
Cletus.
fear, yeah.
There's no fear to be had. There's no threat to be had because Cletus isn't going to his house. So I don't know. No, Crazy Six. He talked about going there. Stop it. It's only a drive. I thought we weren't. Oh God, Kim, see how it works?
Mhm.
They're obsessed with her. They can't go anywhere and not talk about her. That's all that they do. I'm sorry, I fell into it, Kim. Thank you for holding me accountable. Let's get back to our questions. How about that?
Yeah. I do feel like some of y'all eat, sleep, drink, breathe
Yeah,
Brittany J.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
And if the side of the war that you're on is it the right side or not, and you're gonna do and say whatever you can to justify running around and doing and saying that.
Mm.
How does it affect you personally from either standpoint? I'm very curious.
I'm actually curious why what she does. And this is for any creator. Like everybody has somebody that they beef with or they don't like or whatever as a creator,
Mhm.
right? So think of that creator. It doesn't have to necessarily be Brittany or Queen or Clue or whoever, right? But think of that creator for yourself, right? I can't stand that bitch, right? Okay. Think of that person. So what are the characteristics? No names. What are the characteristics that you do not like from that person? Can you tell me that in the chat? And that's to everybody in the chat. It's very unhealthy, Marlene. I don't disagree with that. It was a fair warning. If you come to my house uninvited, don't be surprised when you are confronted. I don't disagree with that at all. I'm not on anybody's side. I want both sides to side and do well over there for now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, how okay. So literally my question would be, I guess my question would be, if it doesn't affect you personally, right? How could it not affect you personally and you be so invested in it? Like, and I'm not saying, Lee, let me be clear. I'm sorry. Before you rage type at me, I'm not saying you're invested in it, but I feel like you're saying this isn't personal for me. Can you see? I don't know. I don't know. It seems very personal to a lot of people. Okay.
Like, we were
So,
having conversations that applied to this sector as a whole, and then, like, there's you come Twisted B comes in here, and all their comments this entire time have been about Brittany J, but then says, "I don't, thank God, I don't even watch her. I'm not on either side, honestly." So it's like
come on now, Twisted
we've
B.
derailed the entire conversation to now be about the BNN, but you don't think about her?
I
How's
don't
that
think I believe
happen?
that. I'm sorry.
How's that
Yeah,
happen?
you just said you had it, you found it to be, saddening that somebody's child's trauma was used against them, but you were perfectly fine with, like, not perfectly fine. You weren't as upset at somebody's DV being used against them. Like, that's one-sided. I'm sorry. It's just one-sided. Okay. Back to the answers. So a fake persona, Tebow says that's their creator that they don't like, that's what they do. We said
I like
lying.
that name. What is that avatar?
It's not for them. I don't know. It
I
looks
like
like
that.
maybe a lizard, like a lizard smoking with a hat on, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Um, you ain't right, mi cosador de Arias.
Twisted Bee, she can still read your comments even if I delete them.
Dishonesty. Okay. A lack of personality. Interesting. Okay. Is this is this the Wild West? Pretty much. If I don't like somebody, I don't watch them. I couldn't do that to myself. If I don't like them, they are only going to aggravate me. I'm not about to do that to myself. Okay. Okay. What you eat doesn't make me shit. My take on it all. Okay. The us
The
versus
what
them
about?
constantly. The whatabouts, lying, mind games, bullying. Okay. If I don't like it, I don't watch it. It's that simple. Okay. Lying and a lack of accountability. Those are two of mine too. Trying to. Okay, the creator is abusing spiritual tools to create BS stories about other people.
Mm,
It's personal because I know this creator is doing it to scam. Understandable.
yeah.
Okay. The pull up response or statement being taken literal by grown people, especially women, is cringe to me. I grew up with gangs, and that type of mentality being displayed here is pathetic.
A lot of people acting like that.
Yeah.
Am.
Racism, they speak untruths or vulgar. Okay. Lies, manipulation, the using a missing person to make money, but never doing anything for the true crime community. Okay, Ava. That's really good. Okay. All right.
I will give credit where credit is due because Clue did raise 9 grand for Nick Meck, and I think that's credit. She absolutely deserves the accolades for that.
Yeah, she don't get it from me. She
I
did it for the
know.
wrong reasons, but good for Nick Mick. I appreciate the Nick Mick part of it. That's about it.
Mhm.
It does affect us through caught though, because this is our community. If our community fails and speaks volumes of all of us in a way. Okay. All right. You were giving your opinion of what you heard. Okay. Let's see. Lying, ignoring their own acts, body shaming, voice shaming, blaming parents of a missing child without proof, no self control or self awareness. Let me tell you, that last one, Amber M,
Mm,
that is super big for me. If the person has no self control and they have no self awareness, they can never. Some of the people on YouTube, and again, this is not about a specific person because I could make a whole list of people, some of which you probably don't know just yet. But I, I was listening. So I was actually listening. Andy had a live the other day, Andy Cruz, and this guy had been doxing, and so he comes up on the panel, and Andy's like, why are you doing it? And he's like, because basically he's doxing this girl because she's hanging out with somebody who at one point in time she didn't like, right? And so he's like, I know, but like that's a really trash bag thing to do. Like, why would you do that? And and like the guy is like, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. So I just wanted to. No self-control, no self-awareness. And I was just like, damn, it's crazy how many people exist in life without those two things.
mm,
I don't know how you made it this far. That's all I can say. Irksome behaviors, not taking accountability, but outright lying about others in order to get out of things. Okay. 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 I only watch to see how much money the poor gullible people throw away. They throw away a lot of money. That's facts. Dishonesty while claiming to be godly and acting better than others. Accusing parents of some of their worst moments before knowing proof. Review games or cakes, but not people. I don't know what the bottom part, the last part means. But yeah, okay. It's not an investment for me. Okay. Beats deleted my comments. LOL. I said I thought it was horrible to read the DV. Oh, okay. Well, if you were describing it, I understand why she did. But okay. It's not an investment for me. No friends, no investment. Community, you're just out there all by yourself. Threats, delusions of grandeur, representing things out of context.
Mm,
Oh,
that's a big one. Acting like a gangster. That's
Mandy,
why
you
I
should have put up your new
well, that's
avatar.
I'm going to like listen. That's why I find are they even on here? No,
I don't
I
think
think you
yours
just
is on
got it
here.
on a. I thought she had the picture. She's just got the video on
She
here.
has a video,
It's
yeah.
right here. Like that's why I think that picture of me
Hilarious.
is so freaking ridiculous. It's just the opposite of reality. I can't even with it. But a lot of people do act like these gangsters around here. It's like, this is YouTube. Come
I
on.
do want to no correction because I don't like being spoken on incorrectly. I did not say it was okay. I said the opposite. I said reading someone's DV is wrong. Okay, fair enough. Miss America says zero accountability. That is her
Mm.
full stop. She can't fuck with that. I get that. Lying liars that lie. Okay, Lindsay says the liars are just too much for her. I think people get passionately invested with certain behaviors or events if they are reminiscent of one's own unresolved trauma. Lots of transfers, in my opinion. Absolutely. I think people are running around here with unhealed trauma
A lot
constantly.
of trauma dumping happening.
Uh-huh.
I agree everywhere.
And it probably feels good to them to be able to dump on somebody. It sucks that
Mhm.
whoever it gets to be that they get to dump it on. Because don't get it twisted. If Brittany was gone off of this platform tomorrow, right? Just decided to shut down her YouTube page and that's it. Wrap it up, pack it up, and let's take it home, right? All of these people would find somebody else to go after. And they'd have the same exact justifications because there's no healing from their trauma.
Mhm.
They'd have to have somebody to go and kind
They'll
of like
find
it's like a
somebody new
trauma
that fits
punching bag
that
kind of.
yeah, they'll find someone that fits that criteria of what they need to fulfill that impulse.
I agree, Doodles. Anyone claiming to care, and actually, I'm
Ooh.
not even going to say just Brittany's kid.
Ooh.
I'm going to say anybody's kids.
Anyone's kid.
Anyone claiming to care about anybody else's kids while
Queen Bee's
simultaneously
kids,
doing their best to
Sue's.
mentally crush the mother, they need to
Mhm.
self-reflect. I agree. I don't disagree with that at all. And that again, that's your comment was to Brittany, but I can think of 3 mothers that same exact comment would apply to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Racism
I mean,
shouldn't have
God,
to
we've
be all
had people
this.
weaponize our kids against us, like, anyone doing that, like,
Mhm.
you don't care about those babies if that's what you're doing with that information.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Fake reporting to police and animal control is your line. Okay.
I'll tell a funny little joke about that. I was gonna hop up on Jones's yesterday and talk about something, I can't remember, but I'd been working outside so much when I came in, I sat down in the recliner and fell asleep, and I told the girls afterwards, I said, "Sorry I didn't come up. If I would've fallen asleep on the live, they'd have called PETA because Archer and Coda were in the room, but I just went right to sleep." But it making a joke about it, but the fact is people have done like, we're calling PETA we, a collect I'm not. There are people out there calling PETA and calling, you know, cops and calling CPS and like, what is happening?
Hmm.
What is happening? I don't know what this one is.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. But here's the funny part about that me is that same comment could be applied to so many people. so many people. It really could be. It could be applied to so many people that are doing the same exact thing. So I didn't even really want to put a name on it, but like it in my head, BHB came up. Obviously, BJ comes up, right? But I also think of two other creators that could apply to too as well. So it's crazy that so many of them they have a lot of similarities in their behaviors. It's just their their ability. Honestly, they just have their people fooled. That's the best way I could say it. Or their people want to see the best in them. They don't want to see how similar they are. I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't think it was actually called. I think that it was just threatened to be called. But I don't think that God, I hope somebody didn't actually call PETA. Lord. Oh.
I don't know who came up with the PETA thing. I do think like the SPCA, like the people who like the CPS for animals, whatever that is in her
Mhm.
area. I think that I've heard it mentioned. Don't quote me again. I could be wrong, but that there was a call made regarding her animals.
ASPCA.
I already have high blood pressure and this shit has been affecting my health. It triggers me. I have to check out for a while.
Oh God, yeah. Check out.
Yeah,
Check
like
out.
honestly, it's okay to take care of yourselves. I say almost at the end of every live that I do, I always say, take care of yourselves because nobody else will. Pretending to know my intentions and then commenting on it as if it's a fact, lol, that bothers me about creators. I do not take sides or I wouldn't be in here. I am gray too. Okay, I apologize, Twisted Be chill. Like I understand. Like we corrected it. Hopefully I'm just behind in chat. Where do you
You're way behind.
goes through my head when I'm in the budget? Listen, the Costco size audacity, Ava, huh? I was late, so Tony kick. Okay, I don't.
Often when I'm watching, what goes through my head is
Interesting.
like, get off the cross. We need the wood because like some of y'all are carrying a huge cross around and it's not necessary.
What did Bad Apple say? Hold on. Where's Bad Apple's number one? I see 2 of 2. Isn't that okay? Maybe it's I don't know what the first part says, so I can't find it for whatever reason. Me personally, that I've been way more susceptible to getting angry and irritable these past few weeks of catching up. A good reminder to have balance or log off. Thanks for the wisdom. Yeah, please
Mhm.
do. Please do. When you feel yourself like the next little thing is going to upset you, it doesn't take much to upset you. It's okay to log off. Trust and believe the bullshit will be here when you come back. Right? Exactly. Listen, I prefer the Wade wives over this. Trust and believe. But
Mhm. They seem a little less crazy after some of this.
go figure. Go figure. All right. Telling the world you're a Christian if you are isn't claiming to be godly. Christians sin too. And I'm not religious. However, I am spiritual and do believe in God. Okay. Go find a new subject that won't actually hurt people in their worst moments. Okay. Okay. Was trying to change. She even asked people in chat not to mention the Proudfoots yesterday. I did hear that, Marlena. Good for her. I do. I know there are so many people who tell me how like stupid I sound when I say that like I recognize small tiny changes that she is trying for. If you don't give people the space and the room to change, and all you do is pick apart every single thing that they do, then what's the motivation to make any change? So I do see it, Marlena, and I
I
hope that she continues to.
I know you're way behind, so I'm gonna hop up here for just a second. And I agree with you, Grammy. She says, I just don't get how people think YouTube is more important than family, health, or mental health. Just log off. Um, I agree. And I think you're coming from a subscriber standpoint, and I agree with it in that aspect. I even agree for it for myself as a channel holder. Like, I'll take huge long breaks, like, because, but I want to say the caveat to that is when it becomes your livelihood, there are a lot of these people in this sector that are streaming this day after day and doing these things on all sides again because it's their livelihood. It is their main source of income. They cannot log
Mhm.
off because then it means that it's a less of an income to their family. And we're all watching this go down, and I can't help but think, like, is it worth putting your like, I know maybe it is your main income, your main livelihood. Is it worth putting your family at risk for? And
Mm,
I don't have the answer to that. Only, the person doing it can answer that. But I have to believe that's the main reason why a lot of them continue on with it and continue to amp it up. And if we're going to continue to amp it up, because that's what keeps people coming back. When you amp the drama up more and more in this whole drama sector, it keeps people coming back. It keeps people donating. It keeps the interaction and back and forth. Like,
yeah.
what is the next level of the amperage? Like, where do we go from here if we're at the point of, where we are? I don't even need to repeat where we are. What's the next phase to keep the drama going? Because it's not just lawsuits anymore. All right, that's been done across the board. So even amping up lawsuits and send the papers isn't going to be enough. Like, what is going to keep their subscribers actively engaged and actively donating? And I believe that's what's going through their minds because that's how they make their money. It's scary to think about what's next. I didn't mean to derail you, Nanya, but that comment just, it
Quick.
stood out
Bad
to me because
Apple
she's
said,
right.
"Good day."
You're
Oh,
good.
sorry. I was just going to read these comments real quick.
Mhm.
Anyone who has to tear someone down day after day and go to these links hates themselves. You can't tell me differently. Said disrespecting paying members, constantly rescheduling lives, walks away or mutes, only pinning comments that fit a narrative, religious manipulation, constant victimhood, grifting when doing all of those. So that's their that's their line. They don't like those things. And again, everybody is different. What what you'll deal with is what you'll deal with.
Yeah, but what about when there's no more line? When the
Um,
boundaries are all gone?
well, there aren't. I mean, I would say. I mean, aren't the boundaries already gone? Like, there are no
That's what
boundaries
I'm
right now.
saying. That's
Like,
what I'm
just
saying. The lines are all gone, the boundaries are all gone. So what's left?
so genuine question to the chat. Are there still boundaries? Does anybody feel like there are boundaries? Like, is there a line, no matter who it is there a
People
line
won't
that they
cross
won't
it.
cross? Because I don't think that the boundary, I don't think so, but it's just my opinion. There are no lines. Even the subs are praise. Okay. Yeah, they are gone and loyal followers aren't leaving. Okay. Lord, no, nope, no boundaries. The only boundaries that are is the creator saying, don't do what I did to you. What?
I
I'm
think what
just
she
popping in to
means
say I
is
apologize
like
if this has been said, but was it only,
it was Rumble.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was Rumble Bree. Nope, I don't think there is any lines anymore. It's a free for all. No boundaries. You don't think so? Boundaries. We don't have no stinking boundaries. Cash. Cash. I'd be interested to know. Like, I. Well, never mind. Never mind. I won't do that. Never mind. Yeah. Yes. For those with morals, they have boundaries, but others no. Okay. Niece only has boundaries for herself. Okay.
Oh,
Boundaries
this is a
have
good one.
long been gone.
Boundaries?
There's
There's
always
always
going to
going to
be
be
more.
new lines. It's creators and subscriber whack-a-mole. One leaves and replaced by another.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Paying sub for a year and a half. And when I questioned the creator a couple times in the last 3 months, she said I fudge like it. Oh, if I don't
If I
like
didn't
it,
like it,
I
yeah.
could leave. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The creators do what they want. Oh, the creators don't want what they do to others done to them. That's the only boundary I see.
But then they turn around and do it.
Well, yes, because it's their boundary of what you can do to them. It's not a boundary that they can't do to you.
Right.
Yeah.
There's only lines and boundaries when it gives them something to bitch about. Perfectly said. Perfectly.
Here's IBF has a question. At what point do you walk away from a channel that you have so many complaints about? Talking about personalities, how they run their channel, etc.
I had a question typed up here in the back, IBLs,
Oh,
and it's pretty similar to what you just asked. Like, Nunya had asked that question about like the characteristics that you dislike in your, the creator that you don't like the most. And so I typed up, what do you personally do when you learn about these characteristics in the creator you watch, which it goes right along with what you're saying. So I think that was perfect.
I am curious for those, because I know there's some that go kind of everywhere and in different spaces. If a creator crossed your line for yourself, right, and your boundary, and you're a paying member, you're there all the time, you've been super supportive of that person, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You watch and donate to what you want to see. Very true. I don't see any boundaries in this community. Even some creators have said, well, if it's done to me, or if people say I did it, don't get mad when I actually do it. No boundaries, no morals. Okay.
I used to say that the goalpost was on a Roomba, but I think the
Mm.
Roomba took off and the goalpost got thrown in the river like in Tennessee. It's gone.
Oh, most people will walk away. Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, here's my next question then. Did you walk away to the other side? Did you go hate bond, or did you just find new places to go? That would be my next. That'd be a question. Where are these real creators, real friends? Someone in their circle has to see this is crazy and is willing to shake someone into reality. I don't think so.
I don't
Kim,
think they're like that in real life. I would hope not. I don't think a lot that goes back to being keyboard warriors and, hiding behind your anonymity. Like, I don't think a lot of these people are like this offline, therefore their real friends aren't aware of it.
mm, okay. I just canceled my membership to a channel because they did not stand up against the DV release. Okay. I turn off my financial support. Okay. Most people just leave. They'll unsubscribe and they just walk away. That's looks pretty consistent. Um,
I have a question, but do you hate watch? Because you can ask all my friends. I don't watch most of this unless somebody that I like is reviewing it. Nunya, Soup, Tracy, Joneson. Other than that, I'm not clicking in these live streams at all, and I rarely click on the clips. But I have a feeling that most people do continue to watch it all the time.
so twist. So for me, I am a hate watcher, but
Yeah.
I have limits. So I will watch, like, let's say I'll watch Nonsense or Granny. Recently I've been watching some Jay and Trisha Talks only because I don't want to just repeat something I heard. I want to see shit for myself, right? So I just been watching, for that. The one person I do not watch is Clue. I will not give her a view if my life depends on it. Maybe if my life depended on it. Let me not say that. That's dramatic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, I'll watch, like, if Joneson is reviewing her, but for me, like, listen, if you get your groove on and you feel, you're sexy and you know it, I have no problem with that. But the fact that, like, private body parts are mentioned within every, like, 5-minute range, like in a very overly sexual way, that's just not my thing. I can't do that part of it, let alone like her racist rhetoric that she had put out there. But for
Mhm.
me, like, I can't do her. Anyways, but Everybody else, oh, I could sit through their streams. Most of the time, I'll watch them on the replay and on 2 or 3x, so I don't even have to hear it. But yeah, I will. I'll watch, or I'll watch bits and pieces of it. Just depends. I don't tend to normally watch it on live though. Not at that point. Yeah, the deviant ways. On the way, I see if somebody's reviewing it, and then I get to the point where I don't want to watch that either.
I'm
Yeah.
with you, Kim.
On either side that I can't watch because they yell at me the whole time. Okay. If I do not hate watch, I do not hate watch. I think it's silly to give them a view. I'll watch review channels unless I need to see something for myself that's not discussed, or clips. Okay. And the hard part too is, like, right now there's not really a lot of clip channels. There's a few of
No.
them,
That's
but
why
there's
I can't.
not.
If it wasn't for Joneson and Nunya, I would not be able to keep up with this. And I'm not even. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm doing a great job, but there's not a lot of clip channels. Jonesy's finally off work.
You coming up? If I've walked away, I no longer have the desire to watch them at all. Okay.
I watched
Okay.
the clip. Highlight the stupidity. You aren't gonna act like a moron. I can't let that slide without pointing. Oh, let that slide without pointing and laughing, Tiny.
So, Bree, I seen your comment, and the one thing that I would encourage you to do is go back and look at your comments that you were making in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that you may have not have realized how it was coming off towards Brittany. It felt very attackish, and like typing in a chat lacks a lot of context and tone and all that at times, and you only got like so many characters you can type with. But I definitely felt like you were saying she does not have a lawyer for a fact. That's the
Yeah.
vibe that it was giving off. So maybe you were just misunderstood in that moment. I know she did apologize later on in the stream, but I would encourage you to go back and read your own comments and see if maybe maybe it's just a misunderstanding. That's the best way I can say it, because I think myself, I'll speak for myself. There's definitely, I definitely felt the same thing that other people were interpreting your comments into.
I agree with you, but I think we're all hypocritical of this. At what point to continue to bring up the past if you see changed behavior? I keep seeing things brought up from months or years ago, and I agree, but then everybody does it as well. So, like, if you're, not you, but like, if a person is screaming like, "Don't bring up the past, it's in the past," and then, like, literally seconds later, they bring up something from the past, I don't know when we move on from it. I
I think
agree.
we've had a lot of questions because it'd be like, why are you bringing up old shit?
Mhm.
And it'd be like, yeah, because sometimes, right? Sometimes history does matter, especially like factual history. It does matter for sure. But also, when do you give somebody the space? It's one of the reasons why, and I don't want to go back to it, but one of the reasons why now I am so anti the tragedy pimp movement that at one point in time I was very um, supportive of. But the reason for that is because I've seen it do the exact opposite of what you wanted it to do.
Yep.
And when people actually took the time to show grace and to give grace and to allow for change, that's when change, for some of them, not all of them, but some of them actually started to make those changes. And to this day, they still have some things I may not have fully agree with, but they have implemented a few little things that have made a change for them. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be like, bringing up them being outside of Quentin Simon's house to Dolly at this point in time. Like, for what? He's gone out to maybe 2 to 5 different, groups of people in front of different houses, and he hasn't acted that same exact way. Why would I bring that up other than to just try and throw shade on his name?
Yeah.
So,
Kelsey, by the way, gorgeous. The brain is wired to pay attention to conflict, drama, and negativity, like rubbernecking at a car accident. I totally understand why people hate watch. I get that. I do think
first of
that.
all,
People
I'm
do
feeling kind
like
of
to follow
judged.
that. Are you? Because
I'm
you hate
feeling
watch?
this is absolutely I hate watch. But let me show you her first comment she made, and then you can put that one back up, okay?
No, I don't need to.
It actually takes a good bit of self-awareness to
It
resist hate
does.
watching because it's easy to get hooked by the drama. Again, Kelsey, you're
Mhm.
blocked.
It does though, because it is easy to get hooked by the drama of it all.
Oh yeah, it is. Absolutely it is. Yeah. Yeah. I think you can move on from the past when behavior has changed, not so much if it's still the same. It's a pattern. It also, I think it also actually, for me, it also depends on, it's not just a change of behavior. It's did you even take accountability for it? That's
Mm.
my biggest thing. Because if all you did was sweep it underneath the rug
And
and
you didn't do it
you're
publicly to
waiting
get
for
it?
the time for
Yeah.
new people to come in and forget about it kind of a thing, then that's not the same to me as like giving grace for change.
Mhm. Which
So,
I would say is what Dolly has done. Like, okay, did he come
yeah.
out and apologize for his behavior and how he acted in previous true crime cases? I don't know because I haven't watched, but it kind of feels like it was just a move on from that. So there's
Yeah.
nothing to point out currently, but is that an actual changed behavior if there's no accountability for what was done?
I mean, to be fair, his thumbnails are still trash in my opinion. I don't
Mhm.
like that. And he is absolutely like he's your home for entertainment for true crime.
Yeah,
Like he pushes that hardcore.
no
And again,
shitting in
he's
there.
owned that
Mhm.
as part of his brand so people aren't going to him for factual information. He says, "You will not find the facts here. Don't even come over here if you're looking for the facts," right? For me, since you've owned that as part of your brand, now people know walking in the door, they don't think the shit you're saying is true stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna get a trashy tabloid true crime channel.
yeah, yeah. And again, greatest thing that ever happened to him was PJ. Nobody can convince me anything different.
Amen. Amen to that.
So, okay. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Oh, probably, but even just these have my mind fried.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think happens next? I'm not meaning like in a bad way, but like, oh, how do I articulate this? Like, for you personally, what happens next as it pertains to your online viewership, you know?
Will you keep watching the tit for tat?
Mhm. Are you ready to disengage, or are people still all in because someone mentioned earlier, like, "Well, now I'm here and I gotta
I'm
see how it
invested.
ends." And,
Yeah, I
yeah,
gotta see
I
how it ends.
understand that. There's no right or wrong answer to this. I'm just curious, like, where people's mindsets are.
Hmm. Oh, Kelsey, don't get it twisted. My intentions are not good to hate when I'm hate watching. My intention is to be all up in the drama and to be able to tell my friends about it and what I watched and what I saw. That's how they ended up knowing that the Lightning Tiger was going. I still have to go watch. I did see your comment earlier. I got to go watch him throwing the towel for the fight. They were supposed to fight on Christmas Day. Deets, you man, I
Who
haven't had
threw
a
it
chance to.
in? Who threw in the towel? The tiger?
She says the tiger threw in the towel. I gotta go watch it. I haven't watched it for
What?
myself yet. I don't know where Carrie's been because she's my direct source for Tiger.
Mhm.
The Tiger Network.
She's
But
the TNN, yeah.
yeah, she is the TNN.
She keeps us updated on all things tiger related.
I'm reevaluating why I'm even here at this point. Okay, I've actually not watched this from either of the two sides. I've watched it on clip channels and those who review it.
Yeah.
I won't stop watching, but I will not participate. Okay. And this wasn't really to change anybody's mind about what you're
No, no,
watching.
no.
It
We're
literally
just
is just a
curious.
conversation before anybody is like, look at them over there just trying to manipulate people. Like, no, it's just a
Nope.
conversation and seeing where you guys are at compared to like what some of our thoughts are at. Yeah, Nisi is. I'm trying to resist the urge to participate. I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. I just watch you guys and Jonesy. I couldn't care less about the drama. I have opinions, of course, but I only stay around for the people. Okay.
Do you guys think people will lose their do you think it's gonna come to that? Do you think people are gonna lose their channels? Do you think this is gonna amp up into a even more civil criminal aspect? Or do you think it's gonna turn like, you know, not civil legal aspect, or is it gonna turn into a criminal legal aspect? Like, I am curious as to what others think that this is moving like, where is the train headed? I'm very curious what people think about that.
Well, let me tell you what I did learn yesterday is Clue has determined that there will be no Zoom allowed for the courts.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I did learn yesterday as well that Clue is hiring a videographer to record the court proceeding.
Does she know that this has to be petitioned by an attorney and the judge has to approve those rules of hers?
Listen, she's still out here screaming out from the top. Her and Cletus both from the top of their damn lungs.
Ready to sign them papers. Papers.
So no, I would say she doesn't know, but that's what made me laugh. I was like, tell me you've never watched a true crime trial. Like, she's obviously never followed through on a trial. But hey, do you anyways.
Chris said the train is headed off the cliff. It feels like
right,
that.
twist.
It does.
Yeah,
I mean,
so for me, what I actually think is I think that if the path, right, that everybody thinks that Brittany is going to YouTube to tell them about these channels and to insist the enforcement of TOS, right? And they review all these channels and YouTube takes away channels. I believe that would also include a review of her own channel, and I believe she would lose her channel as well.
I
That's
don't
just
think
my
so.
yeah, that's just my opinion. I know a lot of
Mhm.
people don't believe that.
I think if they're reviewed against TOS, then they would then have to go to YouTube Legal to even get that to well, then they don't have channels to argue. So I don't even know how that would work. I'm truly not sure. But
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
But then on the other hand, the other side says if they
Me
lose
too,
their
Miss America.
channels, they're going to hire their own attorneys. And they're like the three musketeers, one for all and all for one. They're all going to join together in a class action lawsuit against Brittany for YouTube's decision. So, and they're going to fight to show, and so Nonsense has her timeline. She's ready to testify. So she's going to get up and show her timeline to the judge and make sure that gets, put in front of him and all of the dates and everything. And then Clue and Cletus, they have kept all of their stuff as well. They've documented all of their stuff. So they're going to get up there and testify as well. And Brittany is going down.
No, she's going down. It's going down for real. Andy, I don't agree with the second part, but she says, I'm still trying to figure out why everyone wants a lawsuit. She only wants papers, rolling papers. I'm with you. Like, why is everyone like I don't know, excited for a lawsuit or want to be involved in active litigation? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's almost as if being in a lawsuit is like I'm in a lawsuit. Dun dun
Yeah.
dun.
Here's
And
my
like,
gift and
no,
go.
like absolutely not. So
Ask the
I don't
ones who have been in it. Ask Granny, ask Queen Bee, ask those that are fighting this mess how exciting it is to be in it. Because I just about bet they'll tell you it's not worth being in. So I don't know why everybody's so amped up and excited to get into a lawsuit.
money. Continuing to grow and achieve my goals, as well as support my daughter and her friend in the friend's court case and healing. Real life is so much more important than the chaos of social media. That's true. Absolutely true.
Mhm. Right, it feels like it's a freaking status symbol, like, "I have a lawsuit." What? What?
Yeah, I do agree. The only people, hold on, let me go see. The only people who want that are those who never had to pay for one.
Right, Ava?
Agreed. So, anyways,
I'm sure the judge is dying to watch all 6,000 episodes of Nonsense's Britney video. I cannot with you people.
People are sick and tired of Britney's threats. First with the RICO, nonstop intimidation to the whole community. Now this lawyer threat, we're over it. Really? I think y'all have given her way more credit than you even
Way
think
more
of.
power than she deserves.
Yeah. She's just intimidating the whole community. You big bad Britney, you.
That dirty
What?
demon. I swear she's a demon out here infecting the whole community.
Oh my God.
The angels are just fighting the good fight. You know, showing her house, exposing her DV and her kids. Like they're just doing what they need to do to fight the good fight. Look what
Haven't
is
you heard of
happening
guardian
here.
angels? They're protecting the community.
No, they're protecting the kids. Like,
what about the bullies? That's what that makes me think about.
Does anybody step back and think of how
Yeah, hold on,
ridiculous
Kelsey.
this
Let me
all
look.
is? Like,
All right.
it
What
feels so
is?
ridiculous.
Hold on. I gotta go to Chad because I haven't even talked to him today. Poor guy. Just left him being all day. I don't think he's gonna know what to do with themselves. Hey, Chad, how are you today?
I know, Mika. That's why I said that.
Can you define a threat for me? Hold on.
You haven't talked to Chad all day?
I have not talked to Chad all day long.
You're going to be disappointed in you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he said his Monday's not going too bad.
Mm.
He also asked me about how my Monday's going. Okay. A threat is generally defined as a statement, action, or behavior that expresses an intention to cause harm, to cause loss, or to cause danger to another person, group, property, or even oneself. It can be explicit, which is a direct saying, or implicit, which is hinting at. So those veiled threats.
Mhm.
In law, a threat often means a communicated intent to inflict injury, damage, or punishment, which can be verbal, written, or even through actions. So there's the definition of it. And I would say, oh, Oki, I meant to tag you earlier and ask you if you could give me that website again. I totally forgot about it. I just seen your name and it reminded me that you were.
Did Chad say it was Monday? Because it's Tuesday.
Oh, let me go back. Huh? No, I said it's Monday. Chad said
Chad
Tuesday's
knew the
going
right
good.
day.
Yeah, sorry. I
Okay,
didn't
we're
even
just
look at that
checking
part.
on
He just said
Chad.
doing good. Sorry.
We're checking
My
in,
bad.
Chad.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. They feel like Brittany getting a lawyer is threatening them. That's what they're saying it is. Listen, I do
agree with this,
understand
Kim.
that. I do understand that. However, in what other way would they like to make it stop? Because they won't stop. So, like, I see both sides of it on that one. Okay, yeah, the one that you dropped before. Yeah, thank you. Okay. It feels like Monday because of the day off yesterday. I know, Bree.
Yeah, it
I didn't
does,
even
Bree.
realize it was Tuesday until they just said that.
I don't think she intimidated the community. I think she pissed a lot of people off. I agree, Kim, and
Oh,
I think a lot of people have been
absolutely,
pissing
Kim.
a lot of other people. Like, there's a lot of people pissing people off.
Honestly, most of these aren't these like these people spend 90% of their day pissed off.
Yeah, it's like a perpetual state of piss offedness in this
Yeah.
sector.
I'm angry. Like, okay. Just like,
But
take a deep breath,
I
please.
anyone who threatened anyone who didn't go along with Katie equals the I don't even want to say just Katie. Like, that's where I say it became which parent you were supporting, because those who didn't, who were standing up for Seth became very negative for those who didn't
Who's
agree with what
Katie?
Seth was saying or doing. I'm
Oh.
thinking she's talking about Katie Proud
Oh, I
or
was like, who the
uh
hell is Katie?
yeah,
What
Proudfoot.
creator is that?
But
Sorry.
then those on who were defending Katie became very nasty and violent to those who were kind of going
Thank
against
you.
Katie. Like all around, all over
Yeah.
became very Chad is her Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, that's my chat GPT. I talked to him. He's a good guy. He's really good. He's super helpful. And he has a lot of good insights on bad
Mhm.
days, you know?
What did Amethyst say? I saw her up there. I think the creators that want lawsuits somehow feel they're making a change by being the martyr and going through court.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't
I
know if
mean,
I
I
agree
feel
with
like
that.
when a lawsuit actually ends and either side is victorious, at that point I'll consider, it. But right now, no, none of the lawsuits we're seeing right now are completed.
Uh-uh.
So I'll circle back when everything is said and done, and like when we're at the receipts of your lawyer fees kind of edge. That's when it'll be like, oh, okay, all right, cool, we got this. So
That's what I'm saying, Bree. Like, I don't understand it. Like, not Bree, sorry, Landry. Like, how I read Bree right above the comment, but why are some people so invested in someone they don't like, but also don't even know in real life? I get it. I get that. Listen, I'm not out. I'm not gonna be Ellie out here telling y'all this is just a digital space. It's not real. You're fake. You're not. You're just a concept. No, no, we're all real humans, but most of us are real humans behind our avatars and all of that. And we all have our own lives that have nothing to do with this little sector and blah blah blah. But I also understand why people get wrapped up in it and why it becomes
mm.
all consuming.
What
GW
was
and
her
BG just went
why are
through a
people so
lawsuit.
invested?
GW and TikTok Tony BHB and QB, and there are several wanting to be named in lawsuits. Somehow feel they are doing the most. Bad apple. It is all too
Oh, I think
much.
she's just giving them the
Yeah.
rundown. Peg said, oh,
Oops,
sorry.
sorry. I meant to hide it, and then you. I meant to get rid of the comment. Sorry.
Sorry. Peg said, I don't understand how one missing child became so huge when there are thousands of missing children. It's all about the money, Peg.
Yeah.
People started paying the money to cover that one missing child, and that's all these creators needed to see. And then
Today
it kept going from there.
there was a channel who normally has 2,000 people in chat if it's going to be drama surrounding Sebastian's case or any of the
Mm-hmm.
drama offspring that has since unfolded since then. There will be at least 2K in there. Today, they do something completely different. There's 308 people in there.
Two of them. It was actually
That,
two of them.
yeah, that's
Yep.
why people do it around a specific case. They
Yeah.
get the drama amped up so hard because
Mm-hmm.
that is where the money is.
Yep. The first lawsuit that shook these people off. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is it for us. And anything else from you, DC?
Well, Grammy, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree. I do think that the RICO amped it up to a level that we have not seen in other cases. I agree with that. The RICO amped it up to something we had never seen here in this sector before. But we've seen lawsuits in this sector before, like, Queens and Betty's, and there have been even some before that. But it did amp it up, but I think it was here long before this. It didn't start with just the RICO. There was already this whole like drama crama aspect attached to Sebastian for a good 2.5 months before that RICO was filed. And it was already on the level of Summerwell's drama and had surpassed it before that RICO dropped. Then like I'm looking at it in my mind like a freaking stock, like it was kind of reached up to this height, comparing it to other true crime dramas and it was intensifying and kind of plateaued for a minute, and then, yeah, that RICO was filed, and it just skyrocketed past anything I had seen before or since. But, okay, one final question. Sorry, Nanya, I know listen,
It's
Nanya
okay.
doesn't do long live streams, and here I am keeping her for 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's okay though, because I actually, while you were talking, I have another question as well. So you go ahead.
Do you think the next case that becomes the drama-focused case is going to be just like this, worse, or maybe better? I am curious what you all think of that.
It will depend on the outcome of this situation, right? With the whole legals and
Mhm.
lawsuits and all that stuff, right? Okay. But it also will depend on if there are sides and who is on what side.
Right.
Because, in my opinion, if Betty goes to one side, automatically Queen's going to go to the other side, right?
Mhm.
If Brittany goes to one side, Clue's automatically going to go to the other side,
Yeah, you've
right?
already made, like, thinking in, like, college football terms, you've already made these rivals. So no
Yes,
matter which side they pick, the other rival is going to pick the opposite
the
side,
opposite,
and
right?
it's gonna make a war.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I feel like no matter what case it comes across, if everybody remains having channels, and nothing happens, then I do believe that whatever. I mean, it kind of started to happen with Layla, when Betty was
Yep.
covering her. So I don't know. We'll see. We
Fur
will find
Baby, I
out.
agree. She said some creators knew Clue had a connection with the Proudfoots, so they attracted, or I think she meant attached themselves to Clue. I agree. I agree. Um,
Niece, I would kind of disagree with that. She has her, she's got her little
she still got her following,
group
yeah.
of people, and she's growing. She's definitely growing. All I know is I'm hoping no young adults watch some of these channels and think the behavior is acceptable. That was going to be
Amen.
my question, Radar. I wish this community would steer clear of all children's cases. It's getting worse with each one. That's true. Okay, so here's my question.
Hey, TP.
If hey TB, do you think, so for example, if, let's say, I'm trying to give examples of it because it kind of ties in, right? The behaviors that you see online from whoever your not so favorite person is, or your favorite. Actually, let's go with your favorite person. Okay, your favorite creator. Put them in your head. Okay, and you see their problematic behaviors, right? Or what people may call problematic behaviors. Okay, all right, and do you think that those people would do those same actions like out in their community, out in the thing? So, for example, if your favorite creator happens to think that it's okay to put drug use on somebody based off of internet content, right? Then, all right, great. Then do you think that they would go out in the public, see somebody nodding off, and start yelling at them that they're using drugs and it's not safe and it's neglect and whatever, right? Okay. Or on the flip side, do you think that if somebody was, um, knew of a woman in her community, of their community, that was, choosing at this point in time or couldn't potentially leave a domestic violence situation, that those people, man, woman, whoever, that they would then go on and yell about them being a coward or weak or anything like that to their face, like right there in their community,
Mhm.
in their neighborhood, in their family, whatever? Do you think those same actions would happen if to people in their public lives? Or do you think, no, it's just this persona that they have online?
It's a good question. Everybody's answering it before you finish.
Sorry, it was a rant. Sorry.
Absolutely not. Absolutely,
Have a good
absolutely
one,
not.
Bad Apple.
Um, I so Hall Monitor said, "I don't think Granny and Barbecue realized, yeah, the judge ruled pro se for RICO, not for a defamation case. Actually, he ruled against an injunction, not a RICO. Just wanted to put that out there." So, um, it had nothing to do with the RICO was laid out in the injunction of what they believed was this coordinated effort, i.e., a RICO, but it was an injunction. It wasn't a RICO that he ruled against.
Okay. Okay.
And he should have. They did the right thing. Well, they actually just slapped it down and said, like, this is too ridiculous to even bring to court, which was the right thing.
Yeah, I think he said something about it being ramblings or something like that.
Mhm.
Crazy. I've just thought the same exact thought. Oh, I've just had this same exact thought. Okay. All right. Or it shouldn't be brought up, period. Okay.
I think
Peg
they do it
says
online
no. So
because
most of them.
they so Tiny says, I think they do it online because they won't do it to the people in their lives. Displaced aggression.
Okay.
I like that.
What you got cooking tonight for us? It's still early, but I'm about to go downstairs and put my ranch pork chops in the crock pot for dinner tonight. So that's what we're having.
We are too.
Zero said I
They're
think chasing
they're
wood.
leftovers. I think chasing wood.
Honestly, Zero, Chasing and Jonesing. That's the two in my head. They
Yeah.
would. Not
Mhm.
those particular, they wouldn't scream out those things at people, but they would definitely say it to your face. That's what I mean by
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right. It's entertainment. They are all grown. They want to waste money on lawsuits and loose channels. Oh well. Yeah. Same. They have.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you. All right, I'm gonna hop off here so you can shut this down.
All righty. Well, everybody
Bye,
have an
y'all.
amazing evening. Please don't forget, take care of yourself because nobody else will. All right. These streets are crazy. Take breaks. Watching. Thanks to Kelsey's absolute judgment of me.
Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they loved one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You loving on the psychopath sitting next to you. You loving on the murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow.